My name's Bipkin Baba, and I have a headache, and I'm mad at the world. I have a headache, and I'm pissed at life. But at least I have coffee. I have banana-flavored coffee. So really, how can I complain? You know what I mean? What's wrong now? Well, a few things. A few things. Okay, so alright. I'm not gonna come out of the gate like I'm the biggest Borderlands fan in the world, okay? I'm not gonna be like, wow, I am literally I have a fucking freaking Lilith Stan account. And she's my profile picture, and I own all the Borderlands merch, and this and that, and this and that. No. But I did play Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3. I did complete both of them. I did enjoy one of them. Take a guess which. It's the movie this franchise deserves. I did not play Borderlands 1. I did not. I did watch the cutscenes on YouTube a long time ago and like read up on the lore. But I did not actually play it. Because this is back when I was young, right? And it was like, I have to ask permission from my parents every time I want to buy a game. And I had Borderlands 2 already. So I was like, oh, well, did anybody else do this when they were younger? Where it's like, you don't have that much money to spend on video games. So it's like, you got to pick and choose. And you're just kind of like, you know, I'll just watch the cutscenes on YouTube. I'll just watch the cutscenes on YouTube. That's enough for me. That counts, right? Yeah, Borderlands 2 is better. Everybody said the gunplay and everything in Borderlands 2 was just an objective upgrade and stuff. So I was like, well, I'll just watch the story and play the second game. So, what about the pre-sequel? Never played it. I think I booted it up once and I was like, I don't feel like playing this. And then I closed it. Like much later, like a couple years ago. Used to, still do. Yeah, I know game developers don't want to hear this, but like personally, there's some games where it's like I just can't justify paying for them. You know what I mean? There's some games where it's like The Last of Us, right? Did I play The Last of Us? No. Did I like The Last of Us when I watched Markiplier's playthrough on YouTube when the game first came out? Yeah, it looked great. What an emotional roller coaster. Wow, The Last of Us 1 was fantastic. I did not watch The Last of Us 2. But yeah, The Last of Us just did not look like it was worth paying for. You know what I mean? Like, I could just watch somebody else play it, and it's like, it's so... I don't know, it's so, like, linear, and, like, the gunplay isn't... Like, I don't want to say it looks bad, but it just looks serviceable, you know what I mean? Like the actual gameplay of The Last of Us is, like... secondary to, like, the story. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's an interactive story. Same thing with, like, oh, shoot, what's it called? Oh, frick. Chat, what's the... Until Dawn! Oh, God. Until Dawn. I'm not paying for that. Why would I pay for Until Dawn? There's, like, no game there. Sean Jackson, thank you. Am I the only one who's sick of that cringy group of D-bags looking down on your poster shot? The boys in Suicide Squad did it, and now Borderlands? It's a little cringe. Daniel Wolf, thank you, Big BB. Jules of 10, thank you. Plushy status, pom-pom pudding from Build-A-Bear. But never pay for the one. Yeah, I'm never gonna freaking pay for Until Dawn. I remember I loved it when it came out, right? When Until Dawn was like flavor of the month game, I literally watched nothing but that. I was so into it. I was watching everybody's playthrough. It was amazing, right? I loved watching everybody's reactions to it. I loved seeing who survived, and I was so curious who could survive. And then I realized at the end it doesn't matter who survives, because it's like the end of the game is basically like, oh, this person and this person survived. The end. And you're just like, well, that's a letdown. That's a phenomenal letdown. Infernal Saxon, thank you. Back then, we traded games amongst friends or rented. Here now, thank you. When we were playing Doom, Duke Nukem, and 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭. I tried playing one of the Doom games once, one of the newest one, and it gave me motion sickness. Did you guys ever get like the big binder full of like 3 gens ago console games? Did anybody else ever go to yard sales and you're like, heck yeah? And then 64, yeah, baby, yeah, finally something new to spice up my life. And you can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. The retro games market ruined it. It's not a thing anymore. It used to be back when I was a kid, right? I make it sound like I'm like 50. I'm not 50. But back when I was a kid, retro games weren't some trendy thing for normies to co-opt and be like, yay. I played Zelda once. Here you go. I love retro video games. I'm gonna collect them all. Yay. Right? It was like you could go to a yard sale and you could get a giant binder of like PS2 games. And like half of it's like garbage demo CDs that you can't even really play, but are kind of cool. And now those things go for like 50 bucks a pop. Thank you. I never understood how anyone paid money for any David Cage game. That man is a menace. He did Heavy Rain, Detroit, etc. Not games and bad movies. I liked Detroit Become Human. That's another one. I enjoyed watching other people's playthroughs of it. Keep those demo CDs. Those are artifacts. I completely lost all my old games. I remember I went to a swap meet and that's where I got my Xbox, and I got like a big binder and like the whole set for like the Xbox and like 20 games. It was like $25 for an original Xbox. It came with all the cords, it came with a controller, it came with Banjo-Kazooie, or not Banjo-Kazooie card, Crash Bandicoot card. It came with Tom Clancy something. It came with Area 51. Bunch of stuff. I remember at one yard sale, I think it was just free. An SNES, or not an S, no, just an NES. Just an NES, not an SNES. I can't remember what games it had, but that one didn't have the cords, so I couldn't actually play anything on it, and I could never find the cords. Because like, I was a kid, so I didn't know how to use like eBay or anything. And I remember just playing my sister's boyfriend's NES. Do you still have it? I don't think so, not anymore. Nicholas Jam, thank you. I know your pain. I started looking for GameCube games and they got way too expensive. At this point, piracy is the best form of preservation. GameCube games used to be like the cheapest. I don't know if anybody here remembers GameCube games like as it transitioned into next gen. But GameCube games were like literal like clearance bin. Like it's like, here you go, $5. Here's a video game about a cricket. Enjoy. And I'm like, I've never heard of this franchise in my life, and the game is mid, but heck yeah, brother. Same thing with Game Boy Advance games. Game Boy Advance games. You used to be able to get those for like $5 a piece. And it would be like, because there were like so many franchise tie-in games. Like a lot of like cartoons and stuff. There was so many, there was like Dora the Explorer. A bunch of shit like that, right? And then there were like the remakes of console games like Spyro, Ice and Fire, something like that. I don't know, I had it. It was nothing like a regular Spyro game. Spectre Von Baron, thank you. Pippa, you seem unhinged enough to explain why do women love toxic homosexual male romance with physical abuse. The more hateful, the better, it seems. Funny you should mention that. I just looked at one of those today. In my defense, I woke up and I accidentally clicked over to my manga site tab and I was like, oh, that guy looks cute. And then I clicked on it and it had like the yaoi tag and I was like, that's fine. And I read like 3 chapters of it and it was toxic homosexual male romance with physical abuse. Very hateful. And I don't know. For me personally, I just like seeing people get abused in like a fictional setting, right? Like obviously in real life, that's horrible, you know? But I don't know. I think the root of it is people are all psychopaths and yearn for the days of public executions. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Japanese Demon Lord, thank you. You used to be able to rent PC games from the public library back in the 90s. I think you can still do that, right? Maybe? I think that depends on your library. Or is it just movies now? Skylar, thank you. I still have my GameCube and I love it so much. And Frost Saxon, thank you. Cut grass and shoveled snow to buy a Wii in 2006. I remember the Wii. The Wii was the first console that my parents, like, bought day one. I remember when the Wii came out because that was, like... When the Wii came out, that was, like, the first console, in my experience anyways, to be advertised well for, like, the whole family, right? Like, when you got, like, a Wii, that was for, like, everybody. That was not, like... just for the kids to play on. That's, like... Gather around the family. We're playing Wii Sports. Watch the weather report. Do this, do that, right? Like, the Wii was kind of like Roku or like a smart TV, you know? But we didn't have internet, so we couldn't do anything like that with it. Back when we had the Wii, there was no internet connection at our house, so we couldn't... Yeah. I remember we had internet very intermittently. And I remember trying desperately to connect my DS to the internet every time we had it. And I remember changing the security protocol or whatever on the modem. From... Oh shoot, what was it? It was like something to WEP, right? Was it like WPA to WEP? And it would give you all these warnings. It'd be like, oh, if you do this, people are going to be able to hack into your modem. And I was like, I'm not telling my parents what I'm doing. I'm just gonna say I'm fixing it. I'm just gonna say I'm fixing it. I'm not telling them anything. Oh, God. So I switched that over, and it still didn't work. Still didn't work. And then I remember we were at an RV park once, and it connected there. And I was like, what the hell? We can never leave! My DS connects to the internet here! We can never leave! God. Not the bugs like you. Why make up fictional characters if you can't abuse them? If I wanted to have to respect someone, I'd go meet real people. Emperor Greeting, thank you. The most money I've ever dropped on a game was Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on GameCube. Retro Store had a 50% upcharge on it. A grand total of $435. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Wow. Holy moly. Holy moly. My DS never worked for the internet at my parents' place either. It's so painful. It's so painful. I remember going to Grandma Kin's place and it would connect there. And I remember desperately making the most of it. It didn't work at my school. But okay, so in middle school, I don't remember if this was the DSi. I think it was the DSi I had at this point. It did not work. Like, I could not connect to the internet at my school. But my school, the route went to another school to pick up those kids as well. Because, like, there just wasn't, like, enough people in this area for, like, the schools to have, like, their own buses, basically. Like, all the schools shared the same buses. So, I was in middle school. So, it would then go from the middle school after the elementary school, then to the high school. And at the high school, I could connect to the internet. And I remember I savored the, like, 25 minutes that I got at school on the bus on the way home route. Because it was like, for those like 25 minutes, I could connect to their internet and I could like trade with people. And I remember booting up like the GTS and Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and realizing everybody wanted an Arceus for their Magikarp and it was garbage. There was no good trades there, and if I put something up for trade, nobody ever traded with me, and I hated it, and yeah. Jamala, thank you! I have a Sega Genesis Mini as well as a wireless Sega Saturn controller. I haven't played it much recently. I'm debating on getting the NES Mini. Is the NES Mini good? Thank you. Have you read? No, I have not. Is that the one with Colorus? No, Colorus is in black and white too. Yeah, I'll trade a Pidgey for a Mewtwo. It's pretty good and hackable. Oh, I remember farming the GTS for hours. I got so many shinies out of that. Whoa. Farming the GTS. The type of encryption the Wi-Fi used. Yeah. That's the WEP, WPA, whatever. You had to swap to WEP. Oh, and then I got a 3DS. And that's... Oh, I loved my 3DS very, very much. And I remember trying every trick in the book to connect to the internet. Troubleshooting for hours when I got my 3DS. And eventually I realized mine was just broken. I was the unluckiest motherfucker in the world. And for some reason, my 3DS just could not connect to the internet. And it drove me insane. Because this was the era of, like, being able to watch Netflix and Crunchyroll and access, like, all these online servers and stuff. Like, the 3DS was, like, a dawn of a new age with portable Wi-Fi. And I couldn't make mine work. But then I traded it in. Which makes me sad. I'm sad that I traded it in. But I remember the Pokemon X and Y 3DS XLs came out. And so I traded mine in for... I wanted the red one. I wanted the Pokemon Y version, 3DS XL, because it was red and it was cool, and I thought red was cool. And I'm still mad that I never got the red one. But I pre-ordered it. We pre-ordered it. I'm pretty sure we, like, paid in full and everything at GameStop for the red Pokemon Y 3DS XL. Yeah, red equals faster. True. The games load faster. Warhammer. Anyways. So, I go to GameStop. And I'm like, all right, I'm here to pick it up. I'm so ready. I'm so freaking ready. I remember chatting with the girl that was like, that was handling just like regular customer relations that day and stuff. And she was like, oh yeah, it's always so exciting. She was like all talking to my mom and stuff. She was like, oh my God, it's always so exciting. I love it when the Pokemon fans come in. And I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm Pokemon fans. That's me. And she was like, and then we did like the midnight launch for the thing and blah 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 blah. And I was like, that's not me, because my parents won't take me out at the middle of the night. Why live? I wish that was me. But I'm me, Pokemon fan. and I was like, I'm here to pick up my Pokemon 3DS XL Y version. The one with Yveltal on the cover. It's a red 3DS XL. So it's like 1.5 times the size of the 3DS. And it doesn't have like the cheapo looking like transparent cover on the top. It's just like silky smooth clamshell aesthetic. Beautiful. Alright. And I'm so hyped. And it's got Yveltal on it. And it's red. And he's the new legendary. And I'm like, he's so cool. He's big and red and he's a dragon. And this is the first 3D Pokemon game. And they're like, we don't have any more of those. And I'm like, I pre-ordered it! Ah! And they were like, oh, well, we have, this one. And he takes a sticky note off of one of the other boxes, and it's for X version. So it's blue and it's got the deer on it. The 𝐵𝒻𝐻. And I was like, but I was still happy. I was still happy. I was still happy to get one, even though it wasn't red. Even though it wasn't red. But apparently, like, it had a sticky note on it saying hold for there's some kid, right? And like the GameStop employee like was like asked one of the other GameStop employees. He was like, should I just like give them this? And he was like, well, it says reserved for blank. And he was like, yeah, well, he didn't come in fast enough. And I just remember, like, that was the day that I no longer dreamed of being a GameStop employee. You know what I mean? I remember when I saw that happen, I was like, you people have no dignity. You are supposed to serve the gaming community, and that's the kind of shit you pull? I dreamed of being one of you someday. I dreamed of it. I wanted to stand there and talk about games at a retail job with people all day when I inevitably failed to become like a lawyer or whatever the hell my dream was at that time. All right? I had this like delusional idea of what, yeah, the illusion shattered. Of like, oh, this would be the best job in the world. Getting to stand around surrounded by video games, talking about video games all day. I had dreams, chat. I had dreams. Sometimes I'd go into GameStop, it'd be a slow day. They'd be like playing their DSs. And then they'd set them down and be like, hi, can I help you? Would you like to pre-order Call of Duty 48? Whatever fucking version was out at the time. Right? I was like, that's what I want to be. That's incredible. I want to be the CEO of GameStop someday. Oh my god. Okay, maybe not the CEO. But like, isn't that like a fun idea, right? Isn't that like a fun idea? Like if you're a kid, right? And you are told, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna have to work retail at some point. We all have to do it. You're like, well, then I want to work at the game store, obviously. If I have to do shitty customer service job, then obviously I wanna do the one where I get to work at the game store. Yeah, no. GameStop employees have no honor. They have no dignity. They are rats, chat. They are pathetic whelps. They are 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭. They are scourges. Skags. Disgusting creatures. I hate them. I hate GameStop employees, chat. I hate them. Your minimum wages. You deserve your sad, pathetic pay. You disgusting creatures. Terrible. Terrible. God. Emperor Creatine, thank you. Have you seen the clip of the GameStop employee losing it over people wanting to buy FIFA? Finest example of retail employee at breaking point made. They're animals. They're animals. They're animals. When I found out about how GameStop employees are treated, they're treated like animals, chat. They're treated like animals. It's like they have to... I don't know if this is still true. But I remember one of these GameStop employees was telling me one time about how they have to meet like minimum pre-orders and stuff. There's like a minimum amount. And if anybody cancels a pre-order, it gets docked on you, even if they already placed that pre-order with like somebody else. So you could get like the shit end of the stick, and somebody else could be like placing a bunch of pre-orders or whatever. And then if those people cancel with you, you get docked for it. Even though the pre-order was originally placed with somebody else. And then like GameStop Pro memberships, there was like minimum quotas they had to reach with those as well. Zero tier now, thank you. Haptic, thank you. As a former GameStop assistant manager, you are correct. I worked at Walmart in my early 20s in electronics, and that's what I thought working in electronics was going to be. Just talking about gaming, but it was just stocking shelves. At least you get to stock video games. Nah. I don't know. I thought it was so cool. I thought getting to work at GameStop would be so cool. And now as an adult, sometimes I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to open up like a retro video game store? Oh yeah, don't forget Game Informer. I had one of those. I had a Game Informer magazine subscription. I remember every time I got one of those, it was like Christmas. I was like, oh yeah, baby, what's coming up next? Yep, another Call of Duty. Yep. Still not into Call of Duty. But there's another one. Yeah. Yeah. Some other run-of-the-mill, generic, bland-ass, vanilla, first-person, military, tactical shooter game. Yeah! Oh, this is gonna be Game of the Year? Nobody remembered it within 2 months of its release. Hell yeah. I remember, that's where I first found out about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Is Game Informer, if I remember correctly. That or it was the TVs at GameStop. And that's why when I found out that it was like a big internet meme, but like in a positive way, I was really shocked because I remember when it first came out, everybody was dunking on how terrible it was. It was very promoted. Yeah, I remember a lot of like really nasty complaints about it. I didn't realize that it was like looked favorably upon until you guys introduced me to it. Western game journals, please understand. Yeah. It was fantastic. People really wanted Snake and stealth. Yeah. Ahead of its time. It took time to understand. Were you watching DSP play it? No, but I used to watch those. I did not discover DSP first, but I encountered one of his videos. I don't remember, not his videos, but a video of him that somebody made. I don't remember what game it was. Trash Wizard, thank you. I could never understand FIFA or other sports games, especially given I think they feel like shit to play. Yeah, I don't understand the appeal of sports games either. I do not understand those either. I had like a binder full of FIFA games from a garage sale. Expecting you, damn it, I forgot to redeem my Congregate points. Congregate! Congregate! You mean better refined Newgrounds that actually has games on it? Or used to? Emmanuel, thank you! Yeah, I like the sport. Yeah. I loved Congregate! Newgrounds had too much porn, which scared me as a child. I liked how I could go on Congregate and it was just games, you know what I mean? I would spend hours on there. Oh yeah, but the DSP stuff, I found the here's how not to play videos. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Silly man, don't drive the car backwards. What are you doing? Z, thank you. Sports games are fun with the boys. Maybe. I always wish that I had been... I wish that I had friends that were into Xbox, and I wish I had Xbox back when it was popular, and I wish that I had played Halo when it first came out. Because Halo LAN parties seemed like they were phenomenal, but I never got to experience that. Big Bad Bear, thank you. Newgrounds is for the boys. Yeah, for the boys who want to jerk off. It was the golden era. Halo was so much fun. They really were. No red. Red and blue. I loved Rooster Teeth red and blue. Halo 2 Online was great. Halo LAN party. Space Connect Halo campaign run win. Supreme awesome. Thank you, Pippa. You never wanted to have CR7 in your team? CR7. Red and blue? Yeah. Basically all the boys in. Nobody I knew when I was younger really had consoles other than my sister's boyfriends. Which was great because I remember my sister would get a new boyfriend and it was like, oh shoot, what new console does he have? Hell yeah, let's go. Come on. All right, you've had this one for too long. Let's upgrade to the next one. Come on, we need one. All right, I've been looking at the PS4. All right, you need to bring a boyfriend home that has a PS4 because there's stuff that I would like to do. All right, hurry up, get on it. Come on. But I remember my sister, one of her boyfriends she brought home had a PS3. And so I got to play Assassin's Creed for the first time. That's what got me super into Assassin's Creed. And then like a bunch more games came out and I couldn't keep up with all of them. And this was like before I was like super into like the internet. Like I was into the internet, but like I wasn't like super into it. So I remember like so many Assassin's Creed games started coming out at the same time. It was like Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed this, that, Chalice, this, fucking, the Liberation, blah, 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 right? And I was like, I can't keep track of all this. I don't know. I don't know which one of these are canon. I don't know what I don't know what's going on here. What's going on here? Help me. Too many Assassin's Creed games. There was way too many. There was way too many. Like, I was really into it. I remember I begged my parents, and I believe it was for Christmas. They got me at Hot Topic. There was an Assassin's Creed hoodie. And it was so cool. It was so cool. Like the hold on, maybe I can find it. Like the top zipped off of it and everything. Hold on. Assassin's Creed hoodie. Hot Topic. It was so freaking cool, chat. It was so freaking cool. Hold on. Oh yeah, and this guy looks so cool in this hoodie. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on. This was literally me, chat. This is a very real photo of me. This is not me. But I had this hoodie. I think it was this one. But like the hoodie, it had like a bunch of zippers and stuff, and it was so cool. It was so cool. If I remember correctly, you could like detach the hood, and then it would just like, it wouldn't detach. It would like lay like open, something like that. You know what? I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been so fucking long. But I thought it was so cool. And then Skyrim had like a Dark Brotherhood women's towel hoodie jacket thing or whatever, and I wanted that so bad, but my parents were like really weird about online purchases back then, so yeah. Samuel, thank you. Xbox Party Chat in Modern Warfare 2 was good times. Oh yeah, but I lost my Assassin's Creed hoodie. I ended up throwing it away, I believe, because I absolutely destroyed it. First of all, I wore it so much that it got absolutely destroyed, and second of all, I went to sit down on a bench while waiting for my parents to pick me up, and it was very rainy out, and so I attempted to wipe some of the water off of the bench, and I did not realize that the bench was disgusting, and I stained my white hoodie with brown bench muck. Sarah, thank you. Some sports games. Oh, I missed it. I should bring up stream elements, because it's a lot easier to read super chats during just chatting streams. Yeah. Yeah, I was not pleased with myself. I was very, one might say, ready to jump at that moment. Where did the Mr. Hero one go? I don't know. Dragon Skizzy, thank you! Had Aliens, Colonial Marines, GI Mag, and was hyped because the early images looked dope, like a PS4 game in 2008 or so. Another Gearbox game. I waited years. The Fox, thank you! Can't wait to tell my grandchildren about the Xbox 360 game chat days. Back in my day, we used to call each other slurs like goddamn men. I remember. I still feel like it. I still feel like my brain, in my mind, I'm like Xbox 360 is like newest gen. You know what I mean? I still like have not left that state of mind. I don't know. It still feels so new to me. It's not. Well, obviously it's not. Sergeant Muck, thank you. The only jacket I really wanted as a kid was a hooded leather one that Alex Mercer wore in Prototype. IDK, thank you. As a kid, I dressed up as the guy from AC3 for Halloween, and the tomahawk broke before Halloween. His name was Connor, I think. I never played Animal Crossing 3. Assassin's Creed 3. I never played Assassin's Creed 3. It did not look like an Assassin's Creed game to me. I remember I used to play the Radioactive trailer like on loop, and I remember standing in GameStop listening to it and being like, oh my god, this goes so hard. And then I think it was actually in Game Informer. They had like screenshots of like the world and stuff, and I was like, there's like no buildings in this. There's like nothing here. You're like out in the wilderness and shit. Like, what? AC3 was aggressively mid. It it looked aggressively mid. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, I'm not hyped for this at all. Like, this had like one of the coolest trailer videos ever, but it's so... This is not an Assassin's Creed game. There's not a good setting, or... Yeah, just not a good setting. Very bad setting for an Assassin's Creed game. Disco, thank you. Pita, Eldorado, thank you. Feels weird seeing some Xbox 360 games labeled as retro nowadays. Yeah. Black Flag was way better. Black Flag was way better, but also not really an Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion. Like, a fantastic pirate simulator. I remember my internet went out for like a week straight, and I just did nothing but play Black Flag. And I was like, this is phenomenal pirate game. I could listen to these shanties forever. But also, what's that about the main character from the previous games being dead? And also, why do I have to play as a Templar? And also, this is just not like... This just doesn't feel like the earlier games. I don't know. I feel like Assassin's Creed 3 kind of genre shifted into something completely different. Ragnar, thank you. My 14 years younger than me brother said my PS2 was a great retro console and I haven't recovered yet. It was such a good time for gaming. Yeah, they killed your boy Desmond. Yeah. They fucking killed him. Rhino King, thank you. I played Assassin's Creed Unity. It was free, and also Left 4 Dead 2 is where it's at. I played Left 4 Dead 2 a bit. Not like a crazy amount. It was really fun. Assassin's Creed Unity, I have way too much time in. It did feel like a bit of a return to form for Assassin's Creed, which got me really excited, and it was really cool being able to play like with guild members and stuff, but it kind of never became anything more than it was, which was disappointing. And what it was a buggy mess that felt like it was like... I feel like Assassin's Creed and Pokemon kind of went through like the same thing at the same time, where it's like it felt like both franchises were like teasing that they were about to be something so much more, right? Like it felt like with Pokemon, it's like, all right, we're pivoting to 3D, everything's gonna get a lot more open world, there's gonna be a lot more detail. Now we can just port the models and animations over so we can spend more production time on this other stuff. And then with Assassin's Creed, it was like we're opening up a world of like anyone is an assassin, you know, like this is, you play with your friends. We're talking like the massively multiplayer opportunity here, big potential. Like, join the Brotherhood, brother, right? And then the next game was like fucking shitty co-op with 2 siblings. And it was boring and set in London. It was so like, what? You're telling me you went from all the hype that Unity built up to now this next one's just co-op and also it's really boring. Here you go. Like, what? Syndicate was straight. Syndicate was fucking stupid. Syndicate was so stupid. Oh god, Magazine, thank you. The AC side mission galore triggered my OCD very badly and it made me stressed trying to complete everything. That's the charm of Assassin's Creed, man, is 100%ing the game. FM, thank you. Assassin's Creed started to fall after the Ezio trilogy because the creator didn't want to pump and dump the game, so Ubisoft fired him. That makes sense. British derogatory, yeah. Ubisoft really fumbled the bag on a great franchise. Yes, they did. I swallow. Oh my god, thank you. Speaking of retro games, playing FFX in the monster area is a time sink. The classic, your Dreamcast was the greatest console of all time. I did not have a Dreamcast. Big Bad Bear, thank you. Remember Smosh Assassin's Creed 3 song, Good Times? I do not remember that one. Emperor Creatine, thank you. But Pippa, how do you play PS3? It has no games. Mildly was D, thank you. Newgrounds was great for meeting people. K-Strix, thank you. My first time with Halo was with a friend who kept team killing me when he needed ammo and I hated it. But once I played it myself, I loved it. That's so fucked up. Chad Maximum, thank you. I'm acoustic. Evil Mandrake, thank you. NBA Jam on the Genesis is peak sports game. Jin Rollins, thank you. I love Newgrounds for the shooting games. Alice, thank you. Come Big B. Desu, thank you. I used to play Halo LAN parties. They were parties. Mr. Ear, thank you. Some sports games are still great though, like NFL Blitz or Barkley or Shut Up and Jam. Gaiden. A guy that exists, thank you. I remember I played games for the first time on the N64 and then 360 and I thought maybe the game will just keep getting better. I no longer think that.
Yeah. Jordan, thank you. I like Newgrounds for the spam. I don't remember who said it. I think it was a Moist Critical video recently. He was shitting on Suicide Squad, the new game. And he was talking about how the era of video games now, like the current era of video games now belongs to like the $30, $40 game. $30, $40 indie games? I think he's right about that. I think he's very, very right about that. It's just not worth paying $70, $80 for games anymore, chat. Sometimes you'll get like a really, really, really rare good one. But the best games now, I guess, aren't all too different from some of the best retro games, right? Back when video games were a lot more niche and you had a lot of these really small studios operating with a shoestring budget, working overtime just for passion and while they're playing other games in the meantime. You know? Yeah, 5 dudes in a garage. Like, it's kind of a return to form, I guess. Number Creatine, thank you. Hey, chat, wanna feel old? Pico School is turning 26 years old in July. Bet you feel dated now, do ya? Slavic people make good video games. $70 games have no passion or soul. It just feels so empty. Am I crazy, or do $70, $80 video games kind of feel like you're playing something out of Hollywood? But not even like a fun Hollywood movie, right? Like, I don't feel like I'm playing like the video game equivalent of something like Transformers, right? I feel like Transformers, like Michael Bay movie, was like very silly, over the top, very like fan servicey, right? Like stupid fun, you know? Not like a technically good story or whatever, but like stupid fun. But instead it feels like I'm watching or playing, I guess, like the latest Marvel movie. And the latest Marvel movies aren't good. They're so... I don't even want to say by the numbers, because it's not like I watch a Marvel movie and I'm like, oh man, I know exactly what's gonna happen next. But instead it's like, I just don't care what's gonna happen next, and nothing feels like it... Nothing feels like it's made to entertain. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's like, it's... I don't know. I was gonna show like a bunch of articles about the new Borderlands 3, or not Borderlands, Borderlands movie, but I'm not doing that, so I guess I might as well just adjust the layout so it's not so cramped. Hi. The Fox, thank you. The best games are the ones that Stockholm Syndrome you, like War Thunder or Tarkov. Eastern European devs in general hit different. Bing! Hi, hello. True, they are pandering to the audience that doesn't even play their games. Yeah. I know, it's weird. Like, speaking from somebody that has, like, family members that are not traditionally gamers, but will play games from time to time, it's really weird seeing, like, modern games, like, try to pander to that demographic when that demographic was willing to play games anyways, right? It's just they're not gonna go out of their way to play your games. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Guardian Dark Angel, thank you. Pippa, I'm proud of you for the progress you've made in your content. Keep being better than the modern Twitter drama company. We appreciate you. Big Bad Beard, thank you. It's a conveyor belt slop, like that one guy said. I don't know. Like, Mamakin will play games, right? Like, Mamakin really likes Zelda. And I think there were some other games she's into. She loves like a lot of mobile games and stuff. And she loves like Just Dance and stuff like that, right? And it's like, imagine game companies, I guess, actually tried to, I don't know. like make games that would be interesting for people like that? I don't know. Like, I don't know. But instead it's like Just Dance now. It feels like they're trying to make their stuff like as... Like, you guys remember Just Dance used to like put out games? They were like the last company putting out games for the Wii, right? Because like so much of their... So many like non-gamers would play Just Dance and they all had Wiis. And so like 5 years after the Wii was dead, Just Dance still had new games coming out on it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But instead of like doing things like that, I don't know, it feels like modern games, I don't know, it's almost like they try to gate their service as much as possible in a way to create like exclusivity. But the people that are going to be casually into games aren't going to want to deal with that kind of stuff, you know? Like, they're not going to want to download a million different launchers and have to buy one exclusive console that is basically the same as the last console, but just like slightly different, and they're going to have to those people don't like relearning UIs and stuff, you know? They don't like the shit that looks good to advertise to like journalists and stuff, you know? It's like they're just like comfortable, same as they've had, it just works. You know what I mean? Nintendo, I think that's actually where Nintendo excels, and I kind of wish more game companies would take a page out of Nintendo's book. Whereas like Nintendo stuff, like you just pop it in and it just works. You know what I mean? It's simple. It just works. You just do it. You look at a Nintendo game and you're like, all right, I put that in my Switch and it just worked. They did flub. They messed up with the Wii U. They messed up with the Wii U. They fucked up pretty bad there. And I think like the game cards are a little confusing as well for a lot of like casual gamers, right? Like when you look at like the game cards at like Best Buy and stuff, and you're like, okay, so I buy this card. How do I get my game and stuff? I think that's kind of confusing for people as well. I think the push towards digital is a little bit too aggressive. But I don't know. It's so weird to me that now games are like Just Dance. It's like, okay, well now you got to get it on your phone, and also you have to pay for like credits to use towards songs and stuff, and we're not just keeping it simple anymore. And then this push towards all these different launchers, and I don't know. I'm just repeating myself. Does this go bad for some reason? Yeah. Amiibos, what even are they? Amiibos are a little bit confusing. Mamakin has some amiibos, but she ended up just going on Etsy, I guess, and buying NFC coins. Like buying like the sets that other people make. Fellas, I thank you. Nintendo is one of the only companies actually interested in experimenting. Yeah, but like experimenting in like a good way. Big Bad Beard, thank you. My mother loves the Wii, and so does the rest of the family. Sony thinks it's movie games that normies want. It's easy to understand family-friendly games. True. I think that's a perfect way of putting it, Big Bad Beard. I think that's a perfect way of putting it. You know, people don't... There's a market for like super complex games, and there's a market for like just super chill games. And for some reason, gaming studios will be like, okay, nobody wants super complex games anymore. Everybody wants super chill games, but also we're not going to take the steps we need to make these super chill games like accessible to the people that want to play them. We're gonna hide them behind different launchers and online services and this and that and shit. And it's like, people don't want to deal with that. People don't understand that, man. Yuka, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's nice to see ya. We're complaining about video games right now. Shady Game Dev Corpo, thank you. Hey Pippa, I'm gonna need you to play this game that requires 3 different launchers, 2 separate Ring Zero DRMs that'll lag your machine like nobody's business, and a crypto miner, because congrats! It's in our 2 US! Remember, no refunds, $70 by the way. Yeah, exactly. It's just... Oh god. Arclight, thank you for the 5 gifted bees! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Thank you. 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿's old account, thank you. My boomer take is that I miss the old days of just going to GameStop and would find the weirdest game you've never heard of. I sometimes try to do that nowadays, but maybe it's just now that I'm older, I'm more picky. 𝐴𝐻𝐿, thank you. Please drink verification can. I just bought and played today, actually. Fun fact, I do actually play video games, despite my constant complaining that I hate video games and I never play them. Fun fact, I do actually play video games. I'm just dramatic! I'm dramatic! I love video games and I don't play them as much as I used to, so now I fucking complain about them like crazy and act like they're beneath me now. But actually, if I hit the play button... I was playing on my Switch. Does anyone recognize the tune? Hold on. Does anyone recognize the tune? Can anyone tell what this is? Can you identify it? Anyone? Anyone? Animal Crossing? No. It's called Copyright Strike? Pokemon? No. It's a very chill game. It's like along that vein. Stardew Valley? No. 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿, thank you. EA and Games as a Service killed AAA gaming along with Xbox and PlayStation. Rare are the truly good games today. I agree with that, Computer. I agree with that. Games as a service. Games as a service. Battletoads. Do you have Battletoads? I actually forget what this is called. Pocket Card Jockey. Ride On. It's cute. It's just... It reminded me of, like... Did anyone else here also go into GameStop and be like, this game has like an anime cover, I'm gonna buy it? This game has like a comfy, like cartoony cover and is not like fucking Prince of Persia for 3DS, whatever bullshit. It gave me that vibe. It made me nostalgic, so I bought it. It's $15. Which is not bad. It's not bad. It's just solitaire. It's just solitaire, but it's cute. Rosa, thank you. With the way that Sony and Microsoft are going, Switch is the only console nowadays that has games, unfortunately. True. And I wish that the Switch eShop would get like an overhaul. The Switch eShop is not friendly at all. It is very hard to find the kind of games that you're looking for. I really wish I could just still go into GameStop and just pick out games. You know what I mean? But it just feels like you can't. It feels like if you go into GameStop and you look at like physical copies of games, first of all, you're paying more than you would if you just waited for it to go on sale. The Switch eShop has a lot of sales, which is fantastic. I'm surprised it doesn't get more credit for this, but like, if you guys ever like check the sale section of the eShop, sometimes there's like $60 games for like $5. It's amazing. But like, you go to GameStop, nothing's ever on sale. You don't know if you're actually going to get like a sealed copy of the game. Collector's editions are no longer a thing. It's like, you go to GameStop, it's like, here's 1 million copies of, guess what? The latest Call of Duty. Here's whatever movie game Sony's pushing. And here's a shit ton of merchandise that you could get from Five Below. And the clearance rack, which is like the only worthwhile thing to go into GameStop for. The only reason to go into GameStop anymore is to go into the clearance section and see if they have any like Xbox controllers or whatever, you know? There's no other reason. There's no other reason. I miss that. For a brief amount of time, it felt like GameStop was going through like the beginning of a golden era where they had like a nice balance of the merchandise and the game selection. And they started having like more, because they had more of a merch section, they had more like collector's boxes and shit, right? And that's what I love, you know? I loved going into like GameStop and being like, oh my god, I've never played Corpse Party, but this is like a collector's edition that gets me these little knickknacks and stuff. Heck yeah. Or, oh yeah, new Pokemon coming out? I'm gonna sign up for pre-order and I'm gonna get a fucking Palkia DS pen. You know? You know what I mean? And now it's like, you go to pre-order a game from GameStop. Why would I pre-order a game from GameStop? You're gonna give me a poster? You're gonna give me a poster that I could get off wish.com for $3. It's the same thing. I can go to Walmart and I can get that kind of poster now. That's the hilarious part. The appeal of GameStop also used to be like, it had like merchandise and stuff that you couldn't get anywhere else. But now you go to Walmart and you can get like fucking Pokemon shampoo bottles. I don't want a shitty pre-order bonus that's like, I'm pre-ordering through GameStop, which means I have to come back into GameStop. And you're gonna give me like a poster. Like a shitty dingy poster. That I could just buy from Walmart. And now I have to come back into GameStop. I could just order it to my house. I could just pre-order it to my house and have it delivered. Day of. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And they don't do midnight releases like at all anymore. No more midnight launches. Oh, hi, Leah! Hi, hi, hi! Hey, hi, hi! No more midnight launches at GameStop? Why the fuck do I... why the fuck do I care? Why the fuck do I care? I'll just pre-order the game digitally, and if I really like it, maybe I'll get a physical copy. But also, why would I get a physical copy of anything anymore? Right? I love physical copies. I prefer physical copies, but there's just no sense in having a physical collection of shit anymore. Because I can get the game the second it launches at midnight now by getting it digitally. And it's tied to my account and everything. It's so much more convenient. Like, buying physical means I have to go to GameStop or I have to order the game, wait for it to be delivered, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. A lot of the games I like don't even have physical copies. The only games that you can have physical copies of are like the big AAA titles at this point. Oh, there was one. Chat, what's the name of that? What's the name of that company that does physical releases for actually interesting games? What are they? Buying physical means you actually own it? Yeah, but like no limited run. Limited run. Oh my god. Hold on, let me bring them up. They're really cool. I wanted to get something from there, but it feels like everything I'm interested in sells out like immediately. Hold on, let me test this real quick. Looks like it's fine. See, I had a bunch of tabs prepared to shit on Borderlands, but then we started talking about video games and... Okay, here we go. Let me drag myself over into the corner. There we go. There we go. So this is a company that does, like, physical editions of games and stuff that normally don't get physical editions. And they also do, like, pre-order bonuses and stuff, basically. Like what other companies used to do, but they don't do anymore, really. I think I have the game Erica just played. Hololive Aquarium? I think it's just called Aquarium. I have a physical copy of that. I have the collector's box thing that I still haven't opened. It comes with Minato Aqua acrylic and stuff. I have that. I special ordered that from Japan. I also special ordered from Japan the 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭 game that comes with a glow stick or light stick. I love shit like that, chat. I love collector's editions. But you never see those anymore. And then when you do, it's like here's like an art book that should not have been as expensive as it is. Nowadays, when games do collector's editions, it's like, here you go. Oh, Dr. Binksy, thank you. Did you kill John Elden Ring yesterday? I did not. I did not receive a summon or invasion, whatever it's called. Collector's editions get sold due to scalpers. Fucking sacks. Fucking sacks. But... yeah. That's pretty cool. This is a really cool website. I wish there were... I wish GameStop was like this. You know? I wish GameStop was like this. How come GameStop doesn't do physical editions like this? How come... Like, if I could go... Like, look at this. I go into GameStop, I see stuff like this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know who does stuff like this? Best Buy. There is no reason to go to GameStop anymore. You can just go to Best Buy. What the hell? Best Buy has the physical editions of games. More so than GameStop. It doesn't make any sense. Yana, hello. What's the name of this website? It's called limitedrungames.com. Hi, Pippa. Hi. GameStop is for stock shorting now, Pippa. Yeah. Best we can do is an empty box with a piece of paper for a digital download code printed on it. Yep. Like, you will never get something like this from GameStop. It's so... it's so baffling. Mr. Thank you. Best Buy is literally getting rid of physical merch. Oh, okay. Well... Okay, you used to be able to get this stuff at Best Buy. Maybe not anymore, but... I remember I went into Best Buy with Mamakin like a month ago, and they had like some collector's editions of stuff. I think one was Hollow Knight, and they had a Shantae that comes with like a little monkey, and I don't remember what else. Man, thank you. Limited Run Games is super scummy though. Are they? What's the drama? What's with Limited Run? Oh no. Logan Kendall, thank you. I spent $500 on Elden Ring DLC collectors yesterday. What the hell? $500. Extremely? You have some bad drama? Chat? Oh god. Jordan Craze, thank you. Madden and 2K, it's all about the money more than actual quality. Been worse the past 10 to 15 years. Still play 2K on Dreamcast and OG Xbox. Damn, Jameson, thank you. Have you seen First Press Games? They are crazy. I have not. Is there like a video on limited... Hold on. Limited Run Games. Controversy! It's the first thing that comes up! Oh my god. The truth about limited... What the hell? Are you kidding me? I was sitting here like, this is so cool. Wow. I wish GameStop was like this. Little did I know. They were like GameStop. No, the Matrix, like, Immortalized movie has so many hags, it looks like Sakura directed it. Oh, man. Oh, this is an hour long? What the hell? What the hell? Tell us, the germ. Tell us. I can't hear anything. It's muted. Why is there no volume? Why is... Hello? Hello? Audio Doko? Oh, I have... Okay. Okay, that still didn't unmute it. Limited run audio, you could only listen within the first fucking week of release. Sorry, thank you. GameStop has its own bad controversies. Quite a few. Person with Japanese name, thank you. PlayAsia has a ton of special edition region free boxes, Switch games not released in NA, and many auto-translate to English. That's where I got my Kizna Eye and Hololive Aquarium games from. I will say, shipping is very expensive and takes a lot longer than you would expect. But PlayAsia is where I got my collector's editions. Big Bad Bear, thank you. You should do a watch along with friends. JK Kino, thank you. You can't ask someone why they're muted, Pippa. Shipping? Yeah, the shipping is... Whoa. I ordered something off of Mecha Japan, and I didn't realize one of the items in my cart was pre-order. And so I ordered a bunch of stuff from Mecha Japan back, like, in September, and it just shipped. It literally just shipped. Ah. How do I unmute this? Why is this muted? Hold on.
So
oh, there we go.
This from other people before, but I've never experienced this myself. How they treat a good customer is absolutely awful. I don't recommend
Yummy banana flavored coffee.
anymore. I won't be buying anything from them anymore. I'm done. This is the last package.
This man is wearing a Nintendo New York shirt. And he's done with the company? That's how you know this is serious, chat. A man wearing a Nintendo New York shirt. And he's throwing in the towel with a shitty company? Just kidding, Nintendo, I love you, don't hurt me.
That I ordered from Limited Run, and
yeah, they must have really screwed up.
This was ordered, I believe it was January 2nd. This was like the end of the year sale where they were doing like blind boxes and stuff that was in stock at their...
I love blind boxes! Chat. Oh my god. If GameStop did like a blind box thing of like, here's like 5 games for 20 bucks or whatever, I would do it. I would do it. That is so much fun. I think okay, part of my problem with gaming nowadays is there's so many games that it's hard to pick something to play, right? But that's why stuff like Humble Bundle is amazing. Because it's like, here you go. There's a bunch of games for $1, for $5, for 20 bucks, whatever, you know? And it's like, hell yeah. I'll just pick something out of here to play. And then you play one of those games and none of the other ones. And yeah. By the way, I remember one time I begged my parents for a body pillow. From Humble Bundle. I believe it was for $70. From Humble Bundle. Oh my god, it's so hard to say. From Humble Bundle. I pulled up to the couch, laptop in hand, and I showed my parents, which was not the best way to open this conversation. I was like, can I please, for my birthday, and hopefully you forget that this was for my birthday and buy me something else anyways when it actually comes to my birthday. But for my birthday, can I have $70 to spend on this big bundle of games? There's lots of games in it. And they were like, and? Do you get anything other than games? Because this was back when $70 was a lot of money for games. Like, plural. Like, $70 was a lot of money for games, plural. Now it's $70 for one game. Oh, how the tables turn. Anyways, so... yeah, I was like, yeah, you get, like, some other stuff as well, like this pillow. And Papakin looks at it, and he's like, what the hell is that? That's stupid. And, let me show you. Let me show you the hold on. Let me show you the body pillow that I was trying to get. Hold on. Hold on. It was from Humble Bundle. I think it was it? Here we go. Hell yeah, from Fur Affinity. Let me just download that image. The body pillow that I was so desperately begging my parents to buy for me. If I can find it. I cannot find it. Hold on, let me screenshot. I don't know where this shit saves to. Do you guys ever like save an image to your computer? And then it apparently saved into fucking comms data fucking .jar Minecraft wherever the fuck. Just saved to my fucking pictures folder. Holy shit. Holy shit. Where did you go? Okay, here we go. No, Pippa, what? I'm being hyperbolic, but I wanted this. Arclight, thank you. Pippa, you don't have to share everything. I wanted this! It was the Hatoful Boyfriend Humble Bundle Collection! And it was like $70! It was Humble... Hold on. Here, I found an article from Silicon Era. It had other games that I wanted in it as well. Hold on, let me show you guys. I wanted this whole bundle. But mostly the body pillow. Because it was like... I'd never seen merch of Hatoful Boyfriend before. Humble Bundle Weekly Bundle for Lovers includes visual novels, Hatoful Boyfriend, Dakimakura. So this was back in 2015. Chat, this was 9 years ago. This feels like yesterday. It feels like McClax, thank you. I just knew Oshi. Richard Slammer, thank you. This video isn't telling the worst thing LRG did. Fired an employee because she was a conservative. Oh, Pippa? What? Almost a decade ago. Mr. Air, thank you. Mommy, don't get it. I need the pigeon body pillow. So it came with Long Live the Queen, which I now have and have not played since getting. Analog, a hate story. Never even, I don't remember this one. Go Go Nippon. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Chat, you're not funny, don't say it. World End Economica Episode 1, which is by the guy that made Spice and Wolf. Hate Plus, I don't know anything about this one. Roommates Deluxe Edition. I think this looked good to me at the time. No, yeah, foreshadowing. And then Hot to Full Boyfriend. Oh wait, it was only $35? It was $35. I couldn't get my parents to give me $35 back in 2015, chat. Chat, shut up. Chat, shut up. Stop. I could not get my parents to give me $35 back in 2015. So fucked up. This is so fucked up. I think it went up in price, chat. I don't think it was $35 the whole time. If I remember correctly, the way Humble Bundle worked is people would start paying more and then it would like go up in price. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just misremembering horribly. The average, yeah. Fugu, thank you. That dockey's 100 times better than I expected. Probably 125 now. Probably. If you wanted a bundle like this, it would be like 125 fucking dollars. It'd be so stupid. It'd be so stupid. That's kind of thank you. Papa Kin, get a job. Yeah, that's what he said to me. So that's the thank you. Has Papa Kin seen the pillow of you yet? I don't think he has. I don't think he has. Xena, thank you. So was it the Bird Boyfriend collection or lunch money for a week? I took trail mix to school. I didn't need lunch money. Show him then. I will show him at a different time. All right, let's see. Okay, so what's so bad about limited run?
Warehouse. This should not have taken this long to get. It is today, July 4th. I've gotten this probably about 2 weeks ago now, maybe a week and a half.
I've been sitting on it for a while
because I wanted to make this video, but I'm done with them. I'm not ordering anything else.
He's fucking done.
From other people, and I finally experienced those things in real life myself, and I'm done. I'm done with limited run. I've ordered thousands of dollars worth of products from them, and you know what? I have items that have been unordered, that have been ordered for 2 years now. Specifically, Worms Armageddon. I ordered.
See, this is like what I say about an MMO, and then I proceed to drop another $1,000 on it because I'm an idiot.
Almost 2 years ago.
This gacha game hasn't had any quality of life updates in 2 fucking years. Nothing's changing. The gameplay's getting worse. They just keep adding feature bloat to the game. Fuck this shit. Oh, Black Friday sale.
And I still don't have it. And I've ordered it for several different ways. I ordered special editions, collector's editions, just the regular edition, the classic edition. I don't have any of it. This order they messed up. So this was all items that were in stock.
It's supposed to be a gacha, right? How could they mess it up? BM, thank you. Tildeer, nothing in their store is actually limited to run. They artificially limited it to force FOMO. Also promised a bunch of stuff and took money and then ran. Ooh. This is Langer, thank you. I feel the same way, but with trading card games. Well, I gotta get like the latest set because, you know, what if they go up in price?
At their warehouse.
And I can't get them again.
Should have been delivered.
I can't just not get the fucking Pokemon 20th anniversary collector's boxes that are like $20 a piece and come with like one legendary card depending on what month it is with the legendary, and then the packs inside of them have like the only run we'll ever see of a set that was limited to Japan. What was that set called? Like Pokemon Perfume or something like that? It was cute.
Fairly quickly. I would say within even a month. Now, I'm not an online shopper. I don't shop at Amazon. I like to physically shop in stores. A friend of mine brought up a good point that people are used to Amazon. And I said, well, you know what though? I'm not. Because I don't shop on Amazon. I think in my lifetime, I think I've bought 2 things off Amazon.
I have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 Amazon boxes in my room right now. I need to fold them up and throw them in the burn bale.
One was an electric vehicle charger that I had no choice because that was the only way they sold them. And the other one was the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, which again, that was the only place that you could get Turbo.
Why the... Okay, in my defense, I ordered hangers. I ordered, like, these nice velvety hangers, so, like, my clothes stopped slipping off the fucking hangers, right? And I ordered, like, 2 big boxes, so that way I could just, like, take out the hangers that I have and, like, give them back to Mamakin, right? But then, they sent me, for each thing of hangers, they sent me its own box. And that box was within another box. Why do they do this? Why does each box go inside another box? And then my order that had 2 sets of like 50 hangers each has been separated into more This is so obnoxious. Alexander the Resurrection thinking, is it true your coffee brand causes food poisoning? No. Allegedly.
Graphics Mini. So my expectations.
No more wire hangers!
Days. I'm very patient.
I
I'll wait
got that
a couple
reference.
months, no problem. But when you screw up my order and you screw around with emails and when you're going to get something, it makes me want to quit.
Why do you need 200 hangers? 50 plus 50 is 100.
This order was
Which is still a lot of hangers.
This should have included PlayStation 4 blind boxes.
But you literally doubled it.
They ran out of. How do you run out of something that somebody prepaid for? A DHL tracking number showed up in my email, said your item is shipped. Well, 3, 4, 5 days go by, I track it, nothing. Finally, about a month goes by, I email Limited Run, very patient. I email them, hey, I never received this package. Okay, 3 days go by, let me look into it. That's what they responded. They're going to look into it. They look into it. They're going to resend the items. Another week or 2 go by. I get another email.
This is me explaining every issue I've had with SkyTech. Malcolm Lang, thank you. The reason it happens is due to a consignment center. The overall shipping is cheaper if they consolidate the shipping, resulting in the box inside boxes. Oh my god. Oh my god. SkyTech hate. SkyTech hate. Okay, chat. This little side tangent thing here. While we got this man paused on a funny face. Okay, I bought one of those Stanley cups because like I needed like a good consistent water bottle, right? And I was like, people love these Stanley cups. I'm gonna see why, right? I need a new cup anyways. I'm gonna get one. It's like the Stanley Cup H2.0 or whatever, right? We lost her. Yeah, the woman cup. And I got like a little strap for it thing so I could like wear it around with me while I'm doing shit around like yard and walking and shit, you know? I love lead. What? Anyways, so yeah, I got one of these. Lead cup? Is there lead in it? Please, God, let me die faster. Anyways. Lead poisoning, Pippa? Shayna's shaking with rage. Please, God. I'm tempted to order clothing off of Shein just so I get lead poisoning. Please, God. I love lead. Anyways. Any school pencil enjoyers? Anyways, okay, so. I got one of the cups. And this is gonna sound like a little bit schizo, but does anybody else feel like brands and sometimes people like make deals with like the devil or like demons in order to place like a influencing like spell on stuff? Does that mean? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's like because like I genuinely do like this cup. And it's just a cup. And I saw like all the hype about it and shit, right? And I'm like, I just want a cup. And people are saying this is a good cup. So I'm gonna get the cup that's popular right now. But it actually is like I feel affection towards this cup. I feel like a charm has been cast on this product that has like embedded itself in my brain. And I'm like, I like this cup. It's the lead? It might be the lead. I don't know. Woman cup brainworms. But there's like a few things with like that, right? Where it's like, there's like certain people and stuff, you know, where it's like they pop into your head way more easily than anybody else. And it's like, you don't like these celebrities or whatever, but they've casted like a fucking like a charm spell on humanity in order to like make themselves more like permanent and more like beloved despite not actually doing anything. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Ryan Gosling, he doesn't count, but yes, Taylor Swift does. Ice Spice, perfect example. Why do I know who Ice Spice is? Who the fuck is Ice Spice? I saw her on an XQC stream once, and now I'm like, oh yeah, Ice Spice is a thing. She's got like the orange afro, and yeah, she's kind of pretty. It's like, how the fuck do I know who that is, and why is she still like in my brain? You know what I mean? Arclad, thank you. Social engineering. Dan Amalsi, thank you. Happened to me with some schizo bunny some 6 months ago. But there's like, you saw an XQC stream, poor thing. I watched XQC, leave me alone. I haven't watched XQC or Asmongold though in a few months now. I've been a lot busier. Keanu Reeves is kind of one of those. This is thinking I'm familiar with Monster Girls. Those are succubi. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like people just like they make deals with the devil and shit, and they cast like a greater object permanence spell or some shit. Pippa, it's just marketing. But like, how do they do it, man? Fucking, how do they do it? Subliminal marketing shit? I don't know, man. I don't know. Witchcraft. Sensor Dog, thank you. For me, it's Pipkin Pippa. Why is everyone going on this weird pink Reddit? Must be demons. Dan Trent, thank you. I don't like them putting chemicals in the Stanley Cups to turn my freaking Oshi into brand simp. I'm not, like, new to Stanley Cups or anything. So it's like, I don't know, but my family has Stanley Cups already, right? Not like these ones, but they had like the, you know, the green Stanley Cups with like the metal cap on top. They're like thermoses, and you take them camping. It's like they're camping cups. We have those. Never really thought anything of them, but I like this one. I feel an affection towards my cute pink cup that is like a comfortable weight, and the texture on the actual cup itself is like nice and not too like slippery, but also not like obnoxiously textured. I don't know. I'm getting weird about this cup, but it's just like a good cup. It's a good cup. I buy a lot of cups. Heartlock, thank you. Just sell your soul to YouTube devil, make money. Rhino King, thank you. Pippa, you remind me of this guy that was tweaking on a bench downtown. Ben Frankie, thank you. Hey Pippa, I heard my license plate and description on my police scanner, so I'm hiding at a rest stop. Thanks for keeping me entertained. Hell yeah, brother. Cuptism. It's the lead talking? Maybe it's the lead talking. Women love cups. I have a lot of mugs. I have so many mugs that some of them are left in storage. And then I just bought a bunch more. I have these mahjong cups. I have the chun and the hatsu and the ton. I started collecting the mahjong mugs off of Amazon. No, Marco Hopper, thank you. Shrouded Hand had a great video on artists who made deals with the devil, including John Lennon and some other ones. What if we just take a little peek? Shrouded Hand artist devil. I'm gonna take a thank you. Diagnose you with a case of woman. It's terminal. This is 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Each John Cup adds one luck.
Hand here.
That's loud.
History is littered with tales.
Wait, we watched this movie! Shall we watch this movie? This is the movie! This is the Spanish Santa on!
Of people selling their soul to Satan in return for fame and fortune.
I think people do this.
Sometimes the devil himself will create an amazing work of art, or he'll simply bestow the person with an incredible supernatural talent.
I think people do this.
I'm going to take a look at some of these supposed works of the devil. I can't say whether Satan really does exist, or if he did help in the creation of these works, but it's interesting to look at nonetheless. I'll start with the music world because there's a lot of examples.
I suck at organizing my stream layout. I suck so bad at organizing my stream layout, chat. Like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on with this stream layout right now? You know what? Fuck it. Let's just leave it.
Sold their souls
Let's
to
just
Satan.
fucking leave it. Whatever.
I'd be here all day, so
whatever.
I'm just gonna look at some.
It is what it
examples.
is.
Probably the most well-known is.
You know what? It's bothering me.
Robert was a blues guitarist.
It's bothering me.
Born in
I'm gonna get over it.
In 1911. He saw very little success for most of his life. Moving between various towns, he would perform.
Right, but this is like what happens. This is what happens, right, chat? Is like, it's like the people that like suddenly take off. It's like they've been doing it for like a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden, like their talent and their fame and everything, all of a sudden, just like all at once, it like pops off crazy. You know what I mean? LSD, thank you. You failed your charisma saving throw. You now feel a strange affection towards this normal-looking cup. As me. Did you sell your soul? No, because my fame went up, but my content has always been shit.
On street corners for tips. He wasn't regarded as being particularly talented either. The blues guitarist Willie Brown remembers Robert Johnson as being a decent harmonica player, but a terrible guitarist. This all changed one night.
You're Nick Cage. Yeah, I'm Nick Cage.
According to the legend, Robert Johnson took his guitar to the crossroads of highways 49 and 61 in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
This is spooky.
At midnight, Satan himself appeared at the crossroads. He took Johnson's guitar, tuned it, then played a few songs. Then he handed it back to him. From that night onwards, Robert Johnson had an uncanny mastery over the instrument.
Welcome, thank you. I think they had it in them, and the placebo worked. I think it's something like that. Is this an AI-generated voice? This is from 3 years ago. I don't think so. I don't think so. The Rand Man, thank you. Contracts with extra-dimensional beings is a time-honored marketing tactic. Also, Edward Bernays used his uncle Sigmund Freud's research for marketing.
In fact, he became so talented that he's now remembered as one of the greatest guitarists who ever lived.
Thank you. So what you're saying is you're a champion of Nurgle, Pippa?
His newfound talent soon gained the attention of local club owners and other musicians, and so...
The guy he's talking about right now had a manga made about him by the person who made Prison School. Not joking. What the hell?
His fame began to grow. As he gained popularity, the stories of his pact with the devil began to circulate. He had a slight droop to his left eye, which led to rumours that this was his evil eye. During live performances, he would often turn his back on the audience. Supposedly, this was to keep himself from casting his evil eye over the crowd.
Okay, this sounds so trivial. This is so trivial. Shut up. Come on. Thank you. It's like J-Station when he said he made a deal with the devil for fame and fortune and 1 million subscribers. He got all that in a year and lost all of it in the same year. J-Station's growth is more explainable. He rode the algorithm with pranking content. Like, I don't think J-Station had any like demonic shit, you know? Like that was just common sense playing the YouTube game. Ahmed, thank you. Oh brother, where art thou? Mad Alchemist, thank you. He needs them to hang his person suits. Yes, they're made of real persons.
It seems that Johnson played up to this story, using it to increase his notoriety.
Hell, thank you. He didn't have his eye properly sealed. What a noob.
Hellhound on My Trail, Me and the Devil Blues, and Crossroad Blues, all of them containing lyrics that hinted at his dealings with the Dark Lord.
Man had lore and people took it like seriously.
Robert Johnson died in 1938, aged just 27. This makes him the earliest known member of the fabled 27 Club.
Hell yeah!
Not much is known about how he died.
He had VTuber lore?
Some say he died of syphilis.
He basically said
Others
he's a
say he
Satanist?
drank poisoned whiskey given to him by the
Max!
jealous husband of a woman he had flirted with. Maybe it was
Just
just
like
the devil
you!
coming to collect his soul.
That was done.
He made a few recordings before he died. Maybe it's the poor recording quality or the legends that surround the artist.
Are we about to hear something spooky? Hayden, thank you for the $20 reduce. I missed it.
But many say that they get an eerie feeling when listening to these recordings. It's as if they're imbued with a sinister energy all of their own.
Early this morning, when you knocked upon my door.
Interestingly,
Sounds fine. That's not... Yeah, that's just a dude singing. That doesn't sound... What?
before Robert Johnson, the same legend was attributed to another blues artist called Tommy Johnson. It was said that one night
Play
Tommy
backwards.
Johnson
Oh,
went
okay.
to a crossroads, met the devil, and was granted with an incredible musical talent in return for his immortal soul. Despite Robert Johnson and Tommy Johnson being alive at the same time, living in the same area, and both being blues guitarists, they had no other connection. Maybe the devil just had a thing for Mississippi blues artists called Johnson.
Or maybe one guy was ripping off another guy's stick. I think that's a little bit more of what makes sense here. I think it's two people live in the same town. One guy comes up with really cool kayfabe, and another guy's like, yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm also. Yeah, that's me as well. This is just what happens on YouTube every day now. What do you mean?
Like Robert, Tommy Johnson's music is also said to have an otherworldly, eerie quality, but probably this is because of his unusual singing style.
Right, Lord, that I ever get back home, Lord, good Lordy, Lord.
That sounds like shit. Woo! Woo! That sounds goofy. That sounds goofy as hell. Otherworldly man is standing on top of fucking Mount Everest, yodeling. What? Woo! Shut up.
Onto the
Shut
rock
up.
world now, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a rock star that hasn't had some dealings
Come
with
on,
Satan,
man.
at least for appearance's sake. Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page was so obsessed with occultism that he actually bought Aleister Crowley's house. Alice Cooper claims to have got
I did. Okay, so when I was in, I don't remember what grade I was in, actually. Shoot, 9th? Maybe? I don't know. This was like around like my neat dropout years time. I got a little bit edgy. I was trying to do like some soul searching and stuff. And so I remember like I was trying to get interested into like some of the stuff my friends at this point were interested in. These are online friends, so they're all fucking terminally brain rotted. And they're into like otherkin and stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to learn about like witchcraft and stuff as well. So I started reading like Aleister Crowley and Anton LaVey and stuff. And I remember I wanted to have like, I wanted to buy a copy of the Satanist Bible. And I did like, I used to scour online stuff for info about Aleister Crowley. And some of it was cool. Some of it like as like a detached from reality aesthetic, I still think is interesting, right? Like the stuff that, how do I word this? Like Supernatural. Do you guys remember that TV show? Like that had a character named like Crowley and stuff. Like that's like fun, you know? He's like named after one of the Satan people, you know? Like stuff like that's fun. But I remember I used to read like his poetry and stuff, and I did like reports on him, and that shit was a little bit weird the more you dig into it. I guess like, oh fuck, okay, well now it's been a while, so I don't remember if it was Crowley or LeVay that had like it was like a boys' house, and there was like reports of like ritualistic orgies involving like younger boys and stuff going on in it. I don't remember if that was I don't remember if that was LeVay or Crowley, but it was there's weird there's a lot of weird stuff. A lot of really weird shit. That's not, thank you. No, I did not. Not surprising. In California, yes. Chat arguing with itself. Yeah, nobody in chat knows. Nobody in chat knows. Everybody's just guessing. But there was, I don't know. And then I used to do like reports on it and stuff. And for some reason, the English teacher was just like, "Oh yeah, neat." And I was like, "Can I just get away with anything in this class? I can just do reports on anything? Okay, whatever. All right." Thanks, Angeles. Thank you. Read webcomic where 𝑐𝑠𝑏𝗽𝗍 gets a job at a bookstore. Customer buys a bunch of Harry Potter books and says he plans to burn them because they're satanic. Suck says they aren't, but let's slip Rowling sold her soul. I could believe that. I could believe that. You're correct. I saw a documentary on Crowley on here. Oh, the Kaido broad. Are you a real what is your channel? Are you a real I'm gonna look up your channel real quick. You have the most peculiar name. And I'm curious if, like, Googling you brings anything up. Hold on. What? Are you... Tokaido Broadcasting. Tokaido Broadcasting Corporation brings you WTHK Channel 1 TV, the premier news and variety television channel for residents of the Huh? 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 Are you on your company account? What is this? How come you don't have anything uploaded? What is this? It looks like it's safe for work. What is this? What the fuck? Why did this come up? Wait, was that your mic? Hold on. YouTube? YouTube? It looks like it's a... What is this playlist? What is this playlist? By Apollonia Wenger. Japanese massage sensitive. Love is Blind 18. Harvest vegetables, sell them at the bar. What is this? Let's make peanut. Japanese massage, sensitive massage. Cute Japanese girl massage. Love is Blind 18. It's two people kissing. Harvest vegetable. Is this a lewd one? What is this?
Snake girl prank. Let's make peanut candy to treat guests for Christmas. Cute girl hot oil massage. Japanese hot oil massage. Japanese massage. Japanese title I can't read. Japanese massage. Sexy massage video. Hot Japanese relaxation massage. Fucking peanut candy! Is this like, is this, this is just a girl doing homesteading? It's just like a little, it's just like a little homesteading vlog. It's a safe for work goon playlist. Oh my god. Bikini try-on haul. Oh man. Peanut candy. Thank you. You tried the best people. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm okay. Okay, anyways, people selling their souls to the devil?
Name from a Ouija board session that informed him that he was actually the reincarnation of a 17th century witch.
Whoa.
And Ozzy Osbourne is Ozzy Osbourne. The most diabolical of them all, however, is a mild-mannered man from Liverpool named John Lennon.
What?
In 1960, at the age of 20, Lennon was at the very beginning of his musical career.
Put chat up there.
At the start
Question
of the
mark?
year, he had formed the Beatles, but by December, he felt that they weren't quite reaching the levels of success that he desired.
Go to
The
your
story
playlist.
goes that he became obsessed with tales of a bridge in nearby Mossley Hill, known as the Devil's Bridge.
The Devil's
This
Bridge.
is the part of Rose Lane that crosses the railway tracks, and there were rumours that if you visited the bridge at midnight, the
What?
devil would appear. And so, in the middle of winter,
I bet you there's YouTube videos of ghost hunters and stuff doing this. FC Playlist Zinga. These playlists usually belong to people who live in countries where not safe for work sites are blocked, and occasionally safe for work channels pay to be included to farm views. Oh.
John Lennon snuck out of his aunt's house in the middle of the night, went to the bridge and waited. At midnight, a dark, horned figure appeared and offered John Lennon a deal. He would give him all the fame and money that he
Genuinely, where can I post a screenshot? You can post on Twitter and at me.
desired, but in 20 years, the devil would return and claim his soul. John figured that this sounded like a good deal, and he agreed. The next time the
Yoko
Beatles
Ono.
performed a gig, they noticed a big difference in the crowd's reaction. Instead of mild indifference, the crowd were whipped up into a frenzy by the music.
She looks like she's trying to read the sign at a McDonald's. Rick Bain, thank you. Yoko Ono being a bridge devil explains a lot. Grima, thank you. Can we get a link to that playlist?
Their fame quickly skyrocketed after that. Within a few years, they were the biggest band on the planet.
Yeah, as excited
John
as a British
Lennon
person can
remarked
get.
in one interview, they were bigger than Jesus. Now, to go into all the weird stuff in Beatles music and album art would require a whole video of its own, and I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there that do a better job than I could. Aleister Crowley appears on the artwork for Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The original art...
Chat, how do we feel about the Beatles? I remember in band class in middle school, they made us watch the Yellow Submarine animated movie. And I didn't know you're supposed to like the Beatles at this point, so I was like, this fucking sucks. Why are we watching this LSD trip? What is this? What is this? I want to go to lunch. I don't like this. It was so like, it was so, I don't know. I didn't understand it. And now that I'm older, like I like Hey Jude. That's a Beatles song. Probably. I don't remember all the other ones. It's just okay. It's just okay, right? Like there's, I liked Hey Jude. And I think,
I like the one that gets memed to death. The one where it's like, the one that gets memed to death, where it's like, imagine there's no people. That one? That was a nice song before it got ruined by COVID. Yeah, does it think the Beatles are the Backstreet Boys of the 60s? I've heard that before. Imagine! Yeah. Oh, that's not the Beatles. That's a Lennon single. But John Lennon is like part of the Beatles, right? Run by Hollywood celebs, yeah. He's part of the Beatles. That song got COVID. Yeah, that's Lennon. Yeah. So it's like the same shit.
Artwork for Yesterday and Today showed the band covered in raw meat and decapitated burned doll parts. A lot of people
This is supposed to be a boy band, like the Backstreet Boys, you said? Perhaps NSYNC? Maybe.
took this as a reference to the practice of sacrificing babies to Satan.
What is
Others
this?
say they were just trying to generate controversy. Lennon once told...
Do we have anybody in chat that would know what this is actually about? Chat, why did they have burned baby dolls? It's just edgy art? What was like the, it's just 60s weirdness?
Biographer Hunter Davies that when he was making music, he was regularly possessed by spirits that would take control of his body.
He looks like he's
Maybe
possessed.
that's why his later work became
That looks
so
like Harry Potter.
experimental and weird. Songs like Revolution 9, which when played backwards seems to say, "Turn me on, dead man."
Number 9, number 9, number 9.
Even
That's
his
stupid.
song Imagine, with lyrics such as
That's really stupid. I'm gonna tell you this sounds like it says something, and then I'm gonna play it for you. Doesn't it sound like the thing that I told you it would sound like? Lord Bamba, thank you. The Beatles, like any rock band, got into drugs like LSD and went spirit searching in India.
Imagine There's No Heaven is thought by some to be a rejection of God in favour of the Dark Lord.
Read the next line. And then read the line right below that one. Come on. Are these people illiterate? And they heard the first verse and they're like, and then they immediately shut it off. Bro, two lines down. It's a rejection of God in favor of the Dark Lord. No hell below us. 2 lines down. Okay.
No hell below us, perhaps implying that hell is actually right here on Earth.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
In Lennon's last interview, recorded on the 8th of December 1980, when asked about his urge to make music, he gave a
So
strange
dumb.
explanation.
I want to ask you about getting the urge to make music again now.
Oh, it came over me all of a sudden, love. I didn't know what came over me.
I know, like you were possessed.
Yes, I was possessed by this rock and roll devil, you know.
This man is high. Or going through a manic episode. Yeah, this is just... He's just on drugs. Like, come on. He's being silly and he's high. Wait, what? Clemmy, thank you. Lennon wrote a song called Woman is the End of Man... What?
Yes, it's like that.
Yeah, well, is that the question? Did I interrupt you?
You got it.
Why suddenly and all that?
Yeah.
Well, partly because suddenly I got the songs, you know.
You never know, those things just come to you.
Just a few
This is not at all different to people saying they have like a spiritual muse. Jackson Brown, thank you. John Lennon openly admitted that Imagine was the Communist Manifesto in song form. It's a good song. I like the
hours
song.
after this interview, as Lennon
Politics
arrived
aside, weirdness of the guy himself. It's just a nice song. Like, imagine everything was peaceful. You know what I mean? Wild Moon Dust, thank you. understand why it has to be like, oh, actually, it's bad because of this. It's like it's just a chill song about like imagine things didn't suck. You know what I mean? Like people take shit too seriously. I feel like people take things to such an extreme of like even like the artists themselves. You know, like the artists themselves will be like, yeah, actually, this silly little thing I did is supposed to be a very, you know, it's like a subversive commentary on the oppressive state of our capitalist society. And it's like, cute dog drawing, bro.
Apartment building in Manhattan, a man named Mark Chapman shot him 4 times in the back with hollow point bullets. Chapman was a fan of the Beatles, but he'd become angry with the anti-Christian messages in John Lennon's lyrics. He claimed that he heard demonic voices in his head commanding him to kill, and so he did. Exactly 20 years after...
Whoa, that's out of the ordinary. Somebody crazy killed somebody famous and was told that demons told them to do it? Never heard of that before. Love it, Heingard, thank you. At work listening to some of the Super Saiyan Easter Bunny go from her Aleister Crowley fetish to Japanese masseuse videos, best work day in weeks. What do you mean fetish?
Lennon's supposed deal with the devil, he was killed. And these days, accusations of satanic influence...
You know who else was killed? Jesus. Remember when John Lennon said he was bigger than Jesus? Ken Noise Hack, thank you. Pipkin Pippa, sensibly based about culture, amen.
It's on pop music at 10 a penny. Jay-Z, Taylor Swift, Madonna, pretty much anyone who makes a triangle symbol in their music videos is accused of being part of the satanic Illuminati network hell-bent on brainwashing their fans.
A lot of this is
Maybe
stupid.
It's true. Listening to some of this stuff, I can't think of a better explanation as to why it's so popular, but like Robert and Tommy Johnson, I think it's more likely that they just play up to these rumours deliberately to drum up some sort of controversy.
True. Absolutely. Because why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you? That's easy. Like, it's easy marketing, you know? Sometimes, like, okay. Chat, take this from me, right? Now, I'm not, like, a big celebrity or whatever, right? I think I've got, like, a decent following by this point, right? Like, I'm not, like, a major YouTuber or whatever. But if there's anything I've learned, it's that sometimes people will say stuff about you that is just stupid, but at least they're talking about you. You know what I mean? So just let them. And sometimes you can, like, poke the beast a little bit. But, like, there's a lot of... Okay, one of the things that's hard about staying relevant is staying in people's brains, right? People are very quick to forget about you. And if people don't have things to talk about, they tend to forget. You know what I mean? So, if you're going to be a content creator, if you see people that are saying things about you that are not true, 9 times out of 10, it does not matter. It's actually good. Okay? Like, it doesn't feel good, right? When you're like new to having people talk about you beyond like the average scope of which people talk about you, you know? It becomes like, it's kind of like scary, and you feel the need to like clarify things that are wrong, right? It's like you somebody says, oh, she canceled this stream so she could go play this other video game that came out, and she doesn't want to play it on stream because she hates us. It's like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like when you first read stuff like that, you want to be like, no. Like, here we go. I'll overcompensate. Like, I'll play that game on stream so people don't think that I hate them, or so like, or I'll just like come out and say this or that. You know what I mean? But it literally does not matter. And if anything, it's good. Like, I know that might sound like cope, but when people are talking about you, if they're not talking about things that are like actually damaging to you, it's worth just letting them talk. This is how a lot of lolcows get made. Okay? A lot of lolcows spawn into existence because they read shit that people are saying about them, and they feel like they have to respond. They feel like they have to clarify. They feel like they have to make excuses, or they have to like publicize everything about themselves so that way people understand the bigger picture. And it doesn't necessarily come from like a narcissistic place, right? It's not people trying to be like, oh no, I never do anything wrong or whatever, right? It's people that just don't know how to handle people saying stuff like that about them, right? That's why like a lot of people with like mental disabilities will end up becoming lolcows on the internet, because it's like sometimes people like just genuinely can't tell, and they feel like the need to explain, right? Like they believe that if they try to, like Christian, right? Like Christian believes that if he just explains himself, that the problem will go away. But the thing is that, yeah, not everyone talking is in good faith. Exactly. There's that side of it, and just in general, you know, like it does not matter in the sense that like it's not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? Like you might feel the need to correct this or that. Maybe you said something and it didn't come out the way you intended, and you feel like if you just explain yourself better, that it'll be resolved, right? But like that turns like the nothing burger into a, you have now put a target on your back. And that is my advice to any beginner content creators, is say you say something really stupid by accident, right? And you're like, fuck, this was stupid of me to say. Let me just clarify. Don't do that. Just ignore it, okay? Literally just ignore it. That's literally all you can do, right? That's literally all you can do. Because if you engage with it, then it becomes like an actual thing. Then it's like you're bringing that to like your audience's attention and stuff, and those people that do want to like talk about you, whether it's good things or bad things, will now like join in on this conversation that you are fostering, instead of just having their own conversations outside of your scope. If that makes sense, right? If that makes sense. It's like imagine bringing rioters into the town hall for a town meeting. You know what I mean? It's just not, you just don't do it. Thank you for the raid, thank you, hi raiders. We're just chatting. We're just talking about random shit, right? And some of those people that are also outside, you know, they're not necessarily rioters or whatever, right? They're just people talking. But now there is a riot inside the town hall, and you're trying to have a meeting, and those people that were just like hanging around talking about whatever just happen to be in the area, right? Those are like the casual fans and stuff, the people that just popped in that are not familiar with like the culture as much, whatever. Like now, or maybe they're like peaceful protesters, like Arclight said. It's like they're people that are just kind of like have like opinions on the situation, and it could kind of tip like either way, whether the situation is real or not, whether it is something that actually happened and people somehow caught on to it, or whether it's something you actually fucked up on, or whether it's something that is just a complete lie somebody made up that had shit that maybe like gave credence to it, or maybe it's just a batshit insane schizo post, right? The second you bring it into the town hall, now it's a riot. Now it's not. You leave that outside. You leave that outside. You don't bring that inside. I've had to learn this lesson many times. I'm telling you. You don't engage. You let people talk, because while they're outside talking, it looks to other people like it's like just a lot of people are interested in going to the town hall, right? From their perspective, it is not like it's not all a riot yet. There's some rioters maybe off in the corner, but you know, like the building's not burning from the inside, so just stop. I don't know if this makes any sense. But anyways. Yeah, don't engage with it. Like the less you engage with the rioters, the better. Right? The less you allow stuff to turn into a riot, the better. She learns stuff because she's old. I learned stuff because I'm stupid, because I made this mistake over and over, where I was like, well, if I just explain, then at the very least, my audience that I do care about, that do care about me as well, will be like, oh, well, this is actually what she meant by this. And sometimes, very, very rarely, that's worth it, right? Like, sometimes it's like, you did fuck up with something, and it is like, kept to like the community, and it can be like, okay, well, yeah, here's where I fucked up, right? Like maybe something like, I don't want to bring up any examples actually, never mind. Grandfathers, thank you. Consistency is the main factor that makes a lolcow. True. Your idea is good, but your analogy sucks. I gotta work on it. But correcting your words is self-gratifying. That is mood lamp. That is a fucking spot on. That is a spot-on sentence. Correcting your words is self-gratifying. You are trying to make yourself feel better, right? But you're not going to, because the people are not going to feel the way that you feel about it. So just don't do it. The possibility insane, thank you. I'm selling torches and pitchforks at the town hall. No! Oversharing is one of the biggest causes of lolcow stuff too, isn't it? Definitely. Definitely. I remember I used to be one of those people where I felt like if I kept... Okay, this is like really schizo. But I felt like if I kept all of my stuff like as public as possible, that people wouldn't feel the need to like make up theories about this or that, right? I figured if I was just as open and honest as possible about everything, then it's just like, there's no need to, but yeah, exactly, double consider. The thing is, people will just always make shit up. It doesn't matter. Yeah, oversharing is a double-edged sword. Oversharing is a double-edged sword. It's the complete opposite. It is the complete opposite. The best thing you can do, if you're a content creator, or if you're just on the online space in general, and you want to keep your fucking head low, don't share shit that you don't need to share. It just is what it is, man. And just keep it to yourself. It doesn't matter if it's good stuff or bad stuff. You have to be willing to turn even the good stuff about yourself, or in, how do I word this? On the internet, even your good stuff is made into bad stuff by other people. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is like a very stupid example, but like with my cup, right? This H2O Stanley Cup quencher. This is a very stupid example, and this is not how like I interpreted the situation, but it's like just an easy bouncing off point. Okay, so I can post like a picture of this cup and be like, I love this cup. This is a good cup. I recommend this cup. And then, yeah, people will be like, lead cup, trend cup. This is stupid. Why would you buy something like that? Whatever, right? You're wasting your money. Pippa wastes her money on brand name shit. This is what our super chats are going to. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Right? Pippa eats ramen noodles because they're 35 cents, but she'll buy a fucking overpriced brand name cup. You know, whatever. It's like you have to be emotionally ready for that, but with everything, and like 10 times more hostile at times. And it's not like everything's going to be hostile. What fucking conversation was I having? How did we get to like this point? What were we talking about? What the fuck were we talking about? I don't know. I don't know. Was any of that hostile? No, nothing with the cup was hostile. But like, it can feel hostile at times if you're not like ready for it. You know what I mean? But that's the thing with the internet. That's the thing with the internet. Keep your head down. Don't fucking post anything that you're not ready to have interpreted as a bad thing and be able to like brush off people thinking it's a bad thing, right? Same thing with like charity service. Okay, you do charity service. There's some jackass. Why are you doing charity service for these people? They fucking suck. Here's all the reasons why they suck. You should be doing charity work for this other company or whatever the fuck. And you're like, whatever, dude. Tactics, thank you. 5 months? Months? I don't know. David Doomsday, thank you. Based on lead pill? Hell yeah.
Lead. Master Ninja, thank you. I think you were talking about Borderlands movie. I don't know. Enter B, thank you. We're talking about the song Imagine. Oh yeah, we're talking about the song Imagine. Fuck, how did we get here? Handcrafted, thank you. Don't spend this all in one place, sweetie. Fireblooded Bitch, thank you. My favorite Pippa accusation I've seen is that she has a groomer boyfriend, and that's the okay. That got deleted. And indeed, thank you. I can't believe my super chats fund lead cups. Chat, is there actually lead in this cup? I'm gonna Google it. Hunger, thank you. You're being watched by 4,500 people. It's basically a given there are some genuinely tragically schizo people listening at any given time, true? Yes? Chat, I'm Googling it. Lead in Stanley cups. Here's why the maker of Stanley tumblers is being sued. Is this a Stanley tumbler? Oh god, it is. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this article. 2-minute read. Oh my god, this was posted today! This was posted today! Hold on, let me take a sip from my cup. This was posted today! God, my banana coffee is so good. Hold on, one more sip. Oh fuck, something fell off my desk. It's a pretty heavy cup. It's pretty heavy duty. It's got good balance to it. You know what, one more sip. Oh. I think the lead adds flavor. A Seattle-based law firm has filed a class action lawsuit against Pacific Market International, the parent company of Stanley, which manufactures the viral Stanley tumblers. The class action lawsuit alleges that Stanley deceived customers by not adequately disclosing that there is lead in its products. As the manufacturer and designer of these products, the Stanley defendants knew or reasonably should have known about this lead issue for years, but chose to conceal it from the public, presumably to avoid losing sales. In January, TikTok influencers began testing the surfaces of Stanley tumblers using at-home test kits. Many found that the tumblers contained lead and posted their findings online. Hold on, let me see if I taste any lead. No, but I do taste the banana, which is delicious. At Stanley, one of the key features of our products is our vacuum installation technology, which provides consumers with drinkware that keeps beverages at the ideal temperature. It is true. This is a blended coffee that has been cold now for like 4 hours. Chew on it a bit? Like chew on the cup? The only part that I could really chew on is like the plastic. That's, where was I? I don't know. The colorful Stanley Quencher tumblers have become a favorite among online influencers and have been touted for their ability to keep drinks at a consistent hot or cold temperature for hours on end. It is true. It is true. Okay, and that's it. Space Pie, thank you. Lead tastes sweet. Vitamin PB. She's sponsored. I'm not sponsored, but I will say my lead cup tastes very good, and I'm going to continue drinking from my lead cup. Outer is stainless. Lead lining stainless inner. Mr. Air, thank you. Legit asked Sheena. She did a whole PowerPoint about it. I'm going to DM Sheena. She was an online influencer. I like my cup. I like my cup. I don't care if it has lead in it. Oh, thank you. The lead acetate tastes sweet. That's why Romans use lead cups to drink their wine. It will damage the liner and leak lead. She's gonna yap so hard. Hold on. I'm gonna DM her right now. Sheena. Sheena, I have one of those cups. And people are saying there's lead in it. They say you did a PowerPoint. How much lead before you get lead poisoning? The code of reality, thank you. The lead is between the outer and inner walls, so as long as the cup isn't damaged, you should be fine. So, like, what do you have to do to make it, like, break? What do you have to do to make it, like... It builds up over time. Quite a while. Don't hit people with it. Bite it. Break the bottom. Just don't drop it. Neil Harkin, thank you. Of all the things that can go into your body, lead is the least of your concerns. I'm probably eating asbestos. Alright, every time I eat a cup of noodles. But, like... It tastes good. Tactics, thank you. Have a good day. Good night, Pippa. Lead? What? Dent it? I love cup noodles, chat.
Chat, that's the one thing. It never matters how much money I will ever make in my life. I could be a billionaire. I could be a billionaire. And as long as they keep making cup noodles, I'll keep buying that shit. I will keep buying it. That's all I need. The only difference is if I'm a billionaire, I'm like buying pre-cut steak to put in it. Bahamut, thank you. The lead is the insulation of the cup. Also, lead is only sweet if you add vinegar. It reacts to the lead to make lead acetate. Ah, spicy shrimp is good. I don't like shrimp.
So instead of looking at more modern music, let's go back to one night in 1713 when violinist Giuseppe Tartini dreamt that he was visited by the devil himself.
I remember there was this one girl at one of my schools that I went to where Facebook was like getting popular at this time, and for some reason like everybody in school had just their real name or their nickname as their Facebook name, and then this one girl had like Giuseppe as her Facebook name, and I was like, 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭. What the fuck is 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭? 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐿? 𝐒𝐿? I could not fucking read it. I did not realize that it was a real name. I thought it was like... I don't know what I thought it was. But I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what it was. I did not realize that it was like a real name. And now like I'm remembering her full name. And now I want to like look it up and see if she still uses that as her name. It was very... If you think that's bad, look at older names. It's a famous classical artist. Well, I had no idea at the time. Is her full name Italian? No, her full name sounded like a Toho character. Dox her live on stream. I'm not going to dox her live on stream.
In his own
I mean, I'm going
words,
to, but like I'm not going to tell you. I'm gonna look up her.
For my soul.
I'm gonna open
Everything
Facebook.
went as I wished.
And I'm
my
gonna
new
check.
servant anticipated my every desire. Among other things, I gave him my violin to see if he could play. How great was my astonishment on hearing a sonata so wonderful
How do you
and
spell
so
𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭?
beautiful, played with such great art and intelligence as I had never even conceived in my boldest flights of fantasy. I felt enraptured, transported, enchanted. My breath failed me, and then I awoke. I immediately grasped my violin in order to retain, in part at least, the impression of my dream.
She's gone.
In vain. The music which I composed at this time was indeed the best I ever wrote, and I still call it the Devil's Trill, but the difference between it and that which so moved me is so great that I would have destroyed my instrument and had said farewell to music forever if it had been possible for me to live without the enjoyment it affords me.
This is like something that I would schizo about. This is like... Chad, this is how I am when I'm drunk. This is just me when I'm drunk. This is literally me. I dreamed I had made a pact with the devil for my soul. And it's like a metaphor for like me sacrificing like the original kind of content that I wanted to do in order to achieve a sustainable paycheck. Everything went as I wished. Me when number go up. My new servant anticipated my every desire. My YouTube channel and my audience. Among other things, I gave him my violin to see if he could play. How great was my astonishment on hearing a sonata so wonderful and so beautiful, played with such great art and intelligence, as I had never even conceived in my boldest flights of fantasy. This is me when a stream does really well, and you guys are like, good stream, Pippa, and I'm like, hell yeah. Maybe I'll play Elden Ring a second time. And then I don't play Elden Ring a second time. I felt enraptured, transported, enchanted. My breath failed me, and I awoke. That's me when I wake up and I'm like, But why did I play Elden Ring on stream when I could have played something that I should have played to completion before, and there's all these other stream ideas that I have and want to do, and I immediately grasped my violin in order to retain, in part at least, the impression of my dream. This is me looking at my YouTube channel, like, number will go up again. Number will go up again, but, oh, in vain. The music which I at this time composed is indeed the best that I ever wrote, and I still call it the Devil's Trill. But the difference between it and that was so moved. It is so great that I would have destroyed my instrument and have said farewell to music forever if it had been possible for me to live without the enjoyment it affords me. This is me where it's like, sometimes, like, when I'm like tipsy, I'm like, oh man, I should just give up streaming. I should just give up everything. I don't belong in this space. I don't belong making content. I peaked a long time ago, and now I'm just a hollow version of what I once was. Oh God, woe is me.
And had said,
and yeah. So, anyways, I think this guy was drunk.
This is how Tartini composed
Hollow,
his
no,
most
not
famous
hollow
work,
like hollow live,
the
hollow
Devil's
like
Trill
HOLLOW, like a hollowed out
This piece
tree.
is considered extremely difficult to play and led to
But good thing
rumours that
there's no choice, now
Tartini
you have to
must
play
have
Suika.
6 fingers on his hand in order to perform it. Even today, violinists still have trouble playing it.
Speaking of schizo-dooming, drunk karaoke win? Hell yeah.
correctly.
I had the vocal lessons the other day, chat. And how do I say this? How do I say this? How did it go? Not good. Not good. My last vocal coach, that was a couple years ago now. I had to stop going to those lessons because I moved. So not only could I just A, not really afford it, but also B, it was like an hour and a half drive out of the way to go, just to be there for like an hour, middle of the night. I could have made it work. I could have made it work, but it just was not really feasible for me at that point. So, yeah. So I stopped doing vocal lessons for a bit. And then recently I've been trying to find them again. Like, find new interesting vocal lessons. Skype, I don't like doing online lessons, and this is helped to confirm that I don't like doing online lessons. The lessons that I tried doing recently, I don't know how to like, you know, like, I'm sure like this person is wonderful, right? But when you're like, okay, chat, how do I say this? How do I say this nice? When like you're paying money for something and you want to get better, and you're like serious about wanting to get better, not because you enjoy the thing, but because like you need to get better. It's hard to enjoy, or I guess tolerate, a passive approach to teaching, right? Like, I did these lessons. It was one lesson. I did one lesson. And all I could think about was how much I missed my old vocal coach. The entire time, all I could think about, because my original vocal coach, she was like pretty aggressive about things. She was like, okay, here's exactly what you're doing wrong. Let's fix this. She was a little bit gentle. Like more. She's pretty understanding, basically. But she was also like pretty realistic about stuff as well. The thing I didn't like about her originally was
I felt like... I don't even remember what. I don't remember what. She was not like a perfect teacher or whatever. She was not like a perfect teacher. But she was like a stern teacher, right? And she would give you like these worksheets and stuff. And she'd be like, here you go. Strict on Asan? Kind of. Here's like these worksheets. Here's what you need to practice. Blah, 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 blah. And... come back, and if you haven't practiced this, I'm going to be extremely disappointed with you, and I'm gonna give you kind of like the judgy stare. And you can tell she's like channeling that energy that you're like a disappointment, right? And that you're wasting her time even though you're paying her money. You know what I mean? But this last vocal coach person was very sweet and very gentle, and I tried like halfway through, I was like, I said this in like the most stupid way possible, and I was like very stuttery because I'm not good at talking to people, right? I was like you don't have to be like gentle and stuff for my sake, you know? Like if I'm doing something wrong, like I want to hear that I'm doing it wrong, you know? Like I don't want to be told good job for no reason, right? And I worded it better just now, but how I ended up actually like wording it to this person was almost like, stop faking being nice to me. Your teaching method sucks. Stop faking being nice. I can't remember exactly how I worded it. I went through 5 vocal coaches before finding one for me, and everyone needs different things, so it's okay, people. Hopefully I'll find the vocal coach right for me. I signed up for a interview thing for another vocal coach, and I was actually supposed to talk to them today, and I got an email from them, and they were like, sorry, we missed the interview, we can talk sometime, whatever. And then I looked at that email and I was like, oh god. And then I got a call earlier today, and I looked up the number later. I don't answer calls if I don't recognize the number. So then when I was able to, I looked up the number and I was like, oh, it was them. They tried calling me. But they missed my fucking call interview time thing. And it's like, you know what? That's already a bad side. That's already a bad side. I was still gonna give him a chance anyways, because it's like, that's a stupid thing to be like, I will completely ignore this now. Like, you have failed your first test. Fuck you. I'm not gonna be like that. But it is like, Arclight, thank you. Were you rushing or were you dragging? Were you rushing or were you dragging, demon? Not my fucking tempo! I want a teacher like that. Not like so comically over the top, right? But I do work best with teachers like that. Not like, again, not like that extreme. I'm not setting out to be like a professional musician. I'm just trying to catch up to my peers. You know what I mean? Gordon Ramsay, like Gordon Ramsay, you know? I think teachers like Gordon Ramsay are the best, you know? Not for like casually learning, right? Like when you're in school, you need people that can kind of just like empathize and relate and adapt to people of all learning styles and stuff, right? Because they're teaching like a big classroom of people and they need to be able to... They need to be flexible, right? But when you seriously want to learn something... For me personally, I really hate that kind of like gentle understanding approach. Because I don't want a teacher that's gonna be like if I'm paying money for something, right? I don't want to be told like, oh, good job, here you go. Now let's work on the next thing, right? I want to be told this is what you did wrong. Fix it, right? Here's what you're... I don't want to... It's just patronizing. It does. Because it's like, I know that it's beginner shit. So don't tell me that was good for a beginner. Tell me what I actually did and what I did wrong and what I did right and what I knew to improve on. You know what I mean? It's not like... It's like, I don't want... Oh, good job. All right, now let's work on this. Let's build up your morale. I don't need my fucking morale built up. I need to get it done. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. Oh, well, this is another thing. The teacher, one of the things the teacher said to me, like after I said
that like you don't need to be soft with me was like, oh well, you know, when you're hard on yourself, right? Like it can be demoralizing. And I remember I quit for a while and then eventually came back to singing. And it's like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm paying money for you to teach me. I wasn't paying money, actually. It was management very graciously covered my singing lessons for me. God bless them. But I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me that. What do you mean you quit? What do you mean you quit and came back? I don't want to hear that. I want to hear you fucking put your nose to the grindstone and you did the best that you could. And you did this and you did that. And maybe you still weren't good enough or whatever to be fucking America's Next Top Idol. But god damn it, you fucking did what you could. I don't want to hear. Yeah, I quit for a few years because I was demoralized. Don't tell me that! You sound weak! I no longer respect you! I no longer respect your authority! Come on, man! Don't fucking tell me you gave up! Oh my god! I just... Quitting and coming back shows they were passionate even after they thought they were worthless. For a hobby. Right? But if you have somebody like, that's fine. I think that's good. If it's a hobby, right? Like you used to draw and then you dropped it for a while and you came back because you love drawing so much. Like that's great. I'm happy for you. I think that's a very good mindset to have. But if I'm learning from you, I don't want you to just be enjoying your hobby. I want you to live and die by your passion. I don't like if you quit what you were doing, if you quit like singing for a while and then had to come back later, it better be like you were like a drug addict and you were trying to cope with like the existential despair of losing out on the thing that kept the fire in your soul going. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear like, yeah, I kind of lost interest in it for a while because I felt like I wasn't good enough. That's not passion. That's not ambition. That's like, yeah, this is fun. I'll come back to it later. It's a hobby. You know what I mean? That's not... I need fire. I need to get better. I need to do what I need to do. Listen, I fuck up enough on my own time. I'm soft enough with my own shit on my own time. You know what I mean? This like stupid bullshit of like, oh yeah, you know, I want to go on a walk today, but I kind of have a headache, so or whatever, you know, or I want to do this, but I'm not going to because of that, or whatever. You know, like I have enough of that bullshit on my own time, all right? I know like the kind of mindset that is, okay? I don't need that shit from the person that I'm potentially paying to teach me about the thing that they should be good with. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting. But I think about like streaming, right? And I think about how if I had to quit streaming for a couple years, I don't know, that would probably destroy me, right? I have never given up on content creation. I've pivoted what I've done with it, right? I've gone from YouTube to Twitch to YouTube again to this to that, right? I could never just give up. I could never just stop doing content creation. This is what and now streaming is what I'm like, is what I wake up for. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I know, maybe I take it too seriously. Maybe I take it too seriously. But like if I'm gonna spend money to learn from somebody, right? It's gotta be I want to be paying for the experience from somebody that is waking up in the morning to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? Maybe not necessarily teaching, but teaching is like how they make ends meet or whatever, right?
Because singing is like a very competitive thing and hard to make money in. It's an investment, right? Yeah. It's like... yeah, the level of your drive should match. Yeah. Guy on the internet, thank you. Like she just said, you will go through a few coaches before you find a good fit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep hunting. Guy on the internet, thank you. I think I'm also gonna switch dentists. I don't know. I had that one really good dentist, and I'm scared that if I keep hopping dentists trying to find a dentist that is as good as that other dentist, I'll just never find one. But maybe it's fine to also explore what's available. You know what I mean? Give up on them already? I just didn't feel like... I don't know, I miss my schizo-tooth dentist. It's like... You can always go back. I could always go back to this dentist. If the other ones don't work out. He sounded cool. He was very cool. He was very cool. Got the dentist egg? It's like... How do I word this? It's like he took it seriously. Style is very different. I saw a coach who trained some really famous singers, and it just didn't work for me at all. Oh. Also, did you respond to... You did respond to my cup, dear. Okay. They're testing positive for lead. They use it on the inside for insulation. But for some reason, they are finding traces of lead on the inside where the drink is. Oh. Yeti uses lead too, but I think their QC is better because the tests come out clean. If you ever dented, stop using it immediately. I don't think mine's dented. I'm gonna like check on the inside. Taste the flavor. If I pour vinegar in there and I drink from it and it tastes sweet, that's like the red flag, right? Oh. I wanna learn to sing for work. You know? I wanna be able to stand amongst my peers in Face Connect and stand there proudly. You know what I mean? And in order to do that, I'd have to put my nose to the grindstone with it, right? And I just don't wanna start that until I have like proper guidance, I guess. You know? Cause like it's fine for what it is right now. It's not like it's like I can get song covers done right now, right? But if I'm going to start like an improvement arc, I want it to be like, all right, this is it. Okay. Like getting it done. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Then do it. Well, that's what I'm doing, looking for vocal coaches. It has already begun. Kind of. Takes time. Yeah. The training arc is Kino. It's a good mindset. Start right and you'll follow through because it's fulfilling. Exactly. If you're gonna do something, it's best to do it right, right? Like I remember with band. I already experienced this with band, and maybe because it's music, I'm carrying on the experience a bit too heavily. But it's like I remember in band class, right? The first band teacher I had was like super strict. He was super strict, and this was in elementary school. I remember. Fantastic band teacher. Went on to teach like the high school marching bands and stuff, and or no, I think he already was. And then he just taught at the elementary school, just like out of love for band. But he was like very strict. I remember one time he made me cry because my clarinet, I played clarinet. He took my clarinet reed and he it got destroyed. Basically what happened was I let my clarinet sit on the couch after practicing with it. I couldn't really practice my clarinet when my parents were home. So when they got home, I just set my clarinet down on the couch. And the reed, which is like this little wooden chip thing. I don't know how to explain it to people that don't know what it is. It's like a little wooden block that's very thin. And and I set the clarinet down on the couch, and the reed got torn up. And if your reed is torn up, it affects the sound of the instrument and also your ability to play the instrument. And mine got extremely torn up, sitting on the couch. And I was not, like, thinking about...
Bixby voice privacy contents have been updated.
What the fuck?
To continue, review...
What the fuck?
Bixby voice privacy contents have been updated.
Stop it.
To continue,
Stop
review the
Bixby?
updated items on your screen.
What the fuck? What the fuck is Bixby? What the fuck is the Bixby? Okay, whatever. Anyways. Bixby privacy content has been updated. Okay, thank you, Bixby. Anyways, I remember my band teacher made me cry because I tore up my reed, right? And I wasn't thinking about fixing it. And he grabbed it and he went up, like, okay. I remember this very vividly. We were playing a song. I think it was Erie Canal Capers. And he walks over and he's like, what's going on here? And I'm like, and then he's like, let me see your instrument. And I hand it to him and he looks at the reed and he's like, oh my god. And he undoes the oh fuck, what's the metal thing called? It's like the embouchure guard or whatever. I don't fucking remember. He unscrews it and he takes the reed off, which I remember thinking was really gross. The ligature, yeah, he takes the ligature, and he takes the reed and he holds it up and he's like, do you guys all know what this is? And like the brass players are like, I don't know. And everyone like, a reed? And he's like, no, do you know what this is? And everybody's just kind of like staring at him and he's like, this is what's gonna make you not be able to play your instrument. If your reed is like this, you are not going to be able to play your instrument. You might as well just sit out from the class because you are not going to be able to play your instrument. And I'm just like staring wide-eyed, having never had a teacher like this direct before. And I remember we didn't have a classroom, so we were in the cafeteria on these. Basically, we used like the cafeteria tables, and then we had like the music stands in front of us. So we're like on these like benches, and I remember him like weaving through the cafeteria tables, showing everybody this reed, my fucked up reed. And he comes back, and he's like, I better never see a reed like this ever again. And I'm just like, okay. This was 5th grade. This was in the 5th grade. He was like a drill sergeant. He was kind of like a drill sergeant. It was so surreal. It was so surreal. I don't know. He was a good teacher. It was a good teacher. What a Chad. He's a Chad. Very base teacher. Very base teacher. But I remember just like the shame of it. Like how like cold and angry that whole moment was. I was just like destroyed. Being fucking outed to the entire band class that my reed was fucked up. Like holy shit. Yeah, I got fucking publicly humiliated. It was good. It was good. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. He had a few like outburst moments that weren't like, they weren't, I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't like angry outburst, right? It was like he took his job very seriously, right? Like he wanted to school, because like realistically, right, like you're in the elementary school, you're gonna move up to the middle school band and then the high school band, and he ran the high school band and he took it very seriously, and he was like a very respected musician in the area and everything, and he was not going to allow his next generation of students to be fuck-ups. So yeah, very passionate, very passionate. I wish I could find somebody like that with vocal lessons. I wish I could find somebody that was that
I guess, serious about it. You know what I mean? But then why would they take on a beginner anyways? Like, I'm a very beginner. I had a few different band teachers. I had another band teacher that was angry like that, but not in a passionate way, if that makes sense. I remember he was a first-year teacher, so maybe it just didn't feel like he was passionate, because maybe like he didn't know how to get results yet, and he was angry with himself or frustrated with himself. Yeah, just angry. I remember he was a first-year teacher, and this was now my second band teacher. This was in 6th grade. And he was so fucking, like, he tried to be like the nice fun teacher, right? Like, his wife just left him. He was fresh out of college. I remember he definitely never been married. He just got, he had a girlfriend, and she came with the band to, like, our band trips and stuff. He definitely wasn't divorced or anything. But I remember he'd get so mad. He'd get so fucking mad about stupid shit. He'd, like... Yeah, the young teacher. Very young teacher. Very young teacher. Very, very young teacher. Like, all the girls pretty much had crushes on him. I remember my friend, who also played clarinet, but was a year below me in terms of, like, play level, had, like, a major crush on him. And I'd be like, this guy fucking sucks. And she'd be like, no, but oh my god, he's so sweet and he's so cute. And I'm so excited on our next like band trip. Like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna like try and sit next to him this time. And I'm just sitting there like, you are so fucking stupid. You are so fucking stupid. You don't understand. This man is half the man of my last band teacher. You don't understand. You dumb fucking bitch. You are fooled. You are fooled by his appearance, and you let it lead you astray. But true passion for music manifests completely differently. Anyways, I'm trying to think of like some of the outbursts he had. I remember he had a thing for like snapping his conductor stick thing. I remember he used to do that. He'd get like really pissed off because we were playing terribly. This band class was terrible, by the way. This was like out in the boonies. We have 2 percussionists, and half the time we have neither of them because they both just keep fucking off to go do other shit and just don't show up. In total, there's maybe like 15 kids in the band class. And we have like 9 people playing the flute. Like, our flute section was ginormous for some reason. Yeah, typical percussion section. Yeah. On a teacher's salary. Yeah, I remember he used to bang the conductor stick. It was like this little flimsy plastic rod, for those of you who don't know. He had like this little flimsy plastic rod that he would bang against the top of the conductor stand. The music stand. And we got really mad. When he got really mad, I remember he'd bend it in his hands, and it would bend pretty good, and most of the time it would not break, but then when it did, we'd all just kind of like stare at him, and sometimes he'd just leave the room and turn the lights off. I don't know where he went, but he would just turn the lights off and he'd fucking leave when he got really pissed off at us. Tell us to be quiet. Like, is this man gonna throw like a gas bomb in here? Is he gonna fucking kill us? He's so pissed. He's so fucking pissed. Actual rage quit, yeah. Sometimes I remember he'd go into like his little office room that was like off to the side. Autism be like... It was so awkward. Hey, 𝐴𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐻, you can do it, Pippa. Take your time. Find a coach you can mess with and find your unique sound. We can wait. It's going to be a great product when you find the spot. You have to be one with your coach. Until then, we love your content. Keep it up. Thank you. James Hill, thank you. I had a boxing coach like that. I had a bad habit where my guard was always low. The way he fixed it was kept popping me in the face. It worked. Hell yeah. I feel like that's the real effective way to learn, right? I don't want to be told to, like, just practice on my own time what I feel like I need to or whatever, right? Like, this was, like, with the vocal coach that I just attempted going to. He was like, oh, well, just play the recording of the session back and practice along. And it's like, no. No. What do you mean? What do you mean just practice along back to the recording? No. What? No, give me like something to actually work on. Come on. Come on. I don't know. Sound like grind. Talk about low effort. Yeah, it's low effort. It's low effort. Yeah, need actual direction, right? I don't think practicing along to a recording is bad in itself, right? But like, send me stuff to practice along to. Don't just be like, yeah, just do this class over again. What do you mean just do this class over again? Don't you have resources to send me or anything? Haven't you done this before? Don't you get paid to do this? Come on. Send me some, like, vocal exercise things to practice along. Like, we barely did anything. We barely did anything. I do more. I do more. Just fucking practicing on my own time. Don't send me this. Others, thank you. I was last tier sax because I lived in an apartment like an hour away from school and couldn't practice. Told me not to play at 2 different competitions. Ouch! That's pretty painful. That's pretty painful. I think I would quit. I don't think I'm so passionate about band, right? Like, band is not the thing that I was, like, waking up for in the morning, right? So if I was told to, like, sit out of competitions, I probably would have been, like, too filled with shame and just quit. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that I needed to do. It was just for fun. Chip Kennedy, thank you. I kind of went through the same thing. Since I play by ear, but instructors would rely on that and then tell me what I actually need to improve. People who can play by ear are so based. 427 Arbach, thank you. My high school band teacher was like having a second dad. Extremely nice, and he didn't expect seriousness at all the time. He didn't expect seriousness all the time. But when he got stern or demanding, you obeyed, treated the band like family. I bet that's what the elementary school band teacher would have been like. Once we actually had something to show for ourselves. Yokozima, thank you. Okay, if after this one comes a full rant about Pagianini, then this should be a rarest deja vu I've ever had. I have a friend that can play by ear and multiple instruments. Guy's a Chad. I never felt like... Okay, this is gonna be like humble brag. But I always felt like I was terrible at clarinet. But it gave me the biggest ego boost ever. It gave me the biggest ego boost ever. I kept getting handed whenever there was a clarinet solo. I usually got it. I usually got the clarinet solo, which made me feel both so good and also so confused. Because I had this is what I learned, that people talk a lot without necessarily having skills. But I remember there was... This girl was my friend, right? She was a very good friend. But she was also a clarinet player. And she used to talk big game about how strict, like, her marching band class was at her last school. Like, how it was so ruthless. And how they practiced so hard. And how, like, during marching and everything, they all had to share one water bottle. Because nobody was allowed to bring, like, anything onto the school bus. And so... basically, like, one person would sneak, like, a water bottle and they all had to share it. And I'm like, that's gross. I'd just bring my own water bottle. But it's just... God. And she used to be very, like... How do I word this? Sounds like school stories? Yeah. It's extremely ridiculous. Yeah. Friends Games, thank you. Finding a good vocal coach is like finding the right therapist. My late grandma had one that was finally a good match for her. Well, for me, back when I was part of a madrigal group. Hell yeah, I'm glad you found a good vocal coach. I guess I'm just gonna keep hunting for one. I'm gonna keep hunting for one.
But I'll bring my own water bottle with lead and hookers. Exactly. Listen. I'm sure if I like... Probably not. I was gonna say if I like clip something to my clarinet case. Who's gonna say anything, right? I don't know. That music teacher was interesting though. He was actually deaf. Which felt like a very like... I felt like I was in a movie. When he was my band teacher. Because the man is deaf. And speaking to him was very difficult. Because you had to yell. Yeah, he's like a Beethoven teacher. He's not like that deaf, right? Like he could still hear you, but like you had to yell. Not like deaf. Like very, very hearing impaired. Yeah, legally deaf. He had hearing aids, yeah. Major hearing loss. Yeah, which I kind of wonder how that happened. Maybe I can find... I wonder if I can find his email and ask him. Is that like a weird question to ask? All these years later? Would it be weird to message my old band teacher out of the blue and be like, why are you deaf? Oh, Lizzie, thank you. Is it good or bad that we got first place in those 2 competitions? Since they told you to sit out, good for them. But bad for you. Why are you deaf? I looked up the middle school teacher. Because I was very curious, right? Like, that was his first year teaching. Which usually first year teachers aren't around for very long. In my experience anyways. I've hopped schools a lot. And usually whenever there's a first year teacher, they're gone the second year. He was there the second year. But I don't know if he was there the third year. Because I was already gone by that point. But I looked him up. And he's still teaching... like, grade school band. Cold cheese, thank you. Play for us, Biba. I have not played clarinet in years. He looks like a drug addict now. Sometimes they toughen up. I don't think he toughened up. I think he got weaker. He looks like a drug addict. I had a math teacher for her first year teaching. I learned nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that happens with first year teachers. That happens. First year teachers are not a fate I wish upon anyone. Unless it's like a really sweet girl, right? A first year teacher that's like a really sweet girl, you know the types where it's like they're like they want to spend their whole life teaching. They wanted to be like a nurse or like a kindergarten teacher or whatever, but they're stuck teaching fucking 8th grade reading or some shit, and you just know they're dying to get to the fucking kindergarten because they just want to be people's moms. They just want to be a paid mom, basically. You know what I mean? When you get those, it's nice. You still don't learn anything. But it's nice. It feels like you have like a free class, basically. you got a free class. And I don't know, I feel like those environments are usually more chill. I don't know. She passed us all 1 year because she was nice. It's like the kinds of teachers where even like the really rowdy kids will sit down and shut the fuck up. Are the girls who act like they're one of the kids? Those are very hit or miss. There's the girls that act like they're one of the students, right? And there's 2 types. So there's the type where it's like they're just young at heart and they really enjoy like modern media and they've got like a good sense of humor and stuff. And then there's like the kinds where it's like you can tell that they were not popular back when they were a kid and they're trying to make up for it now. You know what I mean? Centurion Max, thank you. And percussionist, my band director, expected a lot of us. I'd bleed for that man. He ran elementary, middle school, and high school marching band. I miss his classes. Cool teachers are not good. Usually. Hello, fellow kids! Good teachers that care are getting rare. They can't really afford to care. I know that's such like a cliche talking point or whatever, right? But like, have you guys ever met people that teach for a living? Like outside the context of being a student? People people employed in the education industry, at least in America, it's very depressing. It's very... They're all horrible people? Well, that sucks. I feel like eventually you probably just gotta grow to hate it, I'd assume. Not by choice. But like, with it wearing you down. Shit like, okay, for context, for people that haven't gone to school in the USA and don't know like what teachers' working conditions are in the USA, it's not a unanimous experience, but in general, being a teacher in the USA, you have to pay for all or like the vast majority of your teaching materials, down to stuff like the lesson books, right? Stuff like textbooks. Sometimes, if you go to like a really nice school, they might cover them and stuff. But a lot of teachers, they have to pay for the textbooks. They have to pay for those pencils where when you forget your pencil and you ask the teacher, can I have a pencil? And they're like, this is the last time I'm lending you a pencil, but they always have more pencils to give you. They're paying for those. Stuff like pencil sharpeners. Books that are used for like reading assignments if it's like an English class. Nowadays, PowerPoints. Worksheets / activity sheets. There's a website that I'm blanking on the name of, but it's a website where you just buy lesson materials from other teachers in order to like try and like feed the teacher economy, basically, right? Like it's a website. It's teachers pay teachers. Yeah, it's like Etsy but for teachers. It's yeah, and teachers make not great money. Not great money. I don't actually know how much teachers make, but when you take into account how much they have to spend on everything, it's not much. And also, you don't get your weekends because you have to grade assignments if you care. Chris Land, thank you. Miss Mold Rabbit, please give some motivation for HW. Let's go! 35,000, 50,000. Usually under 60k. 90k? Definitely not 90k. I have never... well, maybe like college professors make like 90k? I don't know. But I've never heard of like a grade school teacher making $90,000. Yellow Miss, thank you. I remember I had one teacher that... she used to have to drive 2 hours to and from. And I just sat there wondering... how are you making any money? How are you making money driving 2 hours to school and then 2 hours back home? Like, that's gotta cost more in gas than what you're making, right? Surely. Right? Probably wasn't. I don't know. My passion. She was a good teacher. She got replaced. Such is how things go. I remember her name and everything, which is very rare nowadays because I forgot a lot of my teachers' names. But she was a very good teacher. She was one of those teachers that like to try and like give out rewards and stuff to entice students. Like I remember she gave me a glow-in-the-dark lizard, which now sounds like a dog whistle, but it was literally like a little plastic lizard that glue in the dark. I don't know, people seem to decently like her class. She used to do a lot of assignments that were like essays, which I think a lot of people didn't like. I think a lot of people preferred her replacement because her replacement the next year was like, all right, let's make like a CD carousel thing. Let's do a thing. I remember one thing we had to do was like people scribbled on a piece of paper and you had to like complete other people's scribbles. And I just remember thinking, what does this have to do with English? Whatever. And we did not have to read as many books. I greatly preferred the other teacher who had to drive 2 hours. That sort of teacher. Yeah, that sort of teacher. There's the crayons, kids. Go crazy. Also, she had the thickest southern accent I have ever heard in my life to this day. The thickest goddamn accent I have ever heard. I remember she would be doing spelling tests and she would read out a word and all of us would look at each other in confusion. What did she say? And she'd say, no talking. And we'd be like, we didn't understand what you said. And she'd be like, ow, whoa. And we'd be like, what? And she'd be like, ow, whoa. And we'd be, huh? And she'd be like, ow, whoa. And we're like, huh? And we'd all just give up. We'd all just give up. Maybe one kid would get it and they'd like shout out. She said melee. And we're like, that's not, there's no way. There's no way that's what she said. That's not, there is literally no way that that's what she said. You are deranged. And we'd be like, just staring at her. It was so... God. Teacher was a werewolf? No, she was very, very southern. Very, very, very southern. Sounded completely different, huh? My teacher needed subtitles. God. Yeah, this... My cousin's husband is a teacher at a lower income public school. They make good money, and when you factor in the 3 months of vacation, it's a great deal. Oh. Well, I'm glad he has a good time with it. Oh. Schools are a mixed bag. Apache, thank you. My dad has been everything between a teacher to a superintendent over the course of his career. Every level of the education system is a huge joke. I could never teach. Chat, could any of you be teachers? Wait. 1 in chat if you could never be a teacher. 2 in chat if you could be a teacher. 3 in chat if you are a teacher. Teaching is not for me. 1, a whole lot of 1s. Some 2s. Some 2s. A 4. I don't believe I ever said 4. 2 out of 3. What does that mean? Like you're working on being a teacher? Patience is hard. It is very hard. Mr. Gara, thank you. Those who can't teach. True. Oh, Sin Curves. Sin Curve posted the 3. Sin Curve, you're a teacher? Have to be insane to be a teacher. I enjoyed being teacher's assistant in school. I liked making worksheets. I liked being a substitute, which now as an adult I look back on and I'm like, I don't think that was allowed. I don't think that was above board. I think sometimes my teachers that I was like a TA for I think they just kind of claimed their salary and just kind of let me do it for them sometimes. Not like a crazy amount or anything. But I remember like I had an English teacher that would go off to he'd go off to Louisiana for like Coachella and stuff. But he wasn't big on like the, I guess like modern performances or Coachella or whatever. He was just like really into like Louisiana local culture and music and stuff. So during like Coachella, he'd go there. He's like an old geezer too. And he'd be like, can you make these worksheets for me? Here's my login information to my account. And I'd be like, okay. Yay! And I'd like look at his emails and stuff, and I'd look at like all the submissions, because this was like a half online school basically. So everybody in like the writing classes and stuff would have to like you'd share on Google Drive through your school account to this account, to like the teacher's account. And I remember I'd like save copies of other kids' writings to my computer, and I had a guild mate who went to the same school, but we were in different classes. This shit is batshit insane. This kid was in the same school as me, but was at a different class time. And so we never actually met. And we found out through like pure fucking coincidence that it was the same school. It was batshit insane, chat. It was batshit insane. And he was like, do you have Mr. So-and-so? And I was like, yeah.
I have his login credentials. And I would save the shit on my computer, and I remember I'd upload my own copy to Google Drive, and I would invite this other kid to like look at the like Google Drive with me, and we'd like be leaving comments and stuff, like laughing at how bad some of the writing was from some of the other kids. Yeah. I was really bored during this point in time. I was really, really bored. This was after I had spent like 2 years as a NEET, and I was so fucking bored. I wanted to like do something with my life. I don't know what. But I just became very obsessed with school. School is very boring. For me, it was not boring. I really liked school. I really, really liked school. I really, really, really liked school. Not the social aspect of it. I always hated that. But I liked... It was gonna sound stupid, but I liked getting worksheets. I liked making worksheets. I liked tutoring. I liked being a teacher's assistant. I used to stay after school to help clean up because we didn't have like... This was like a very small school, so we didn't have like a real janitor or anything. So I would volunteer to just stay behind and vacuum and clean up and rearrange shit. And argle boggle, thank you. I was so bored, chat. I was so fucking bored. You tutored? I did. This is gonna sound batshit insane, but I tutored math. I used to tutor math. And I have forgotten all of it. How? I don't know. When I actually care about something, I can retain it. And for a while there, I really liked it, and I was able to help other kids with their assignments and shit. And then now I can't even fucking do basic multiplication and shit. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so fucking stupid now. That kind of math ain't hard. Nah, it was like beginner high school shit. Beginner high school, some middle school. Pippa's a woman now. Math is just numbers, no way to fumble the social aspect. Yeah. I mean, that was the thing about tutoring in general, is I got kind of like a power high off of it. I know that's terrible. I know that's terrible. But like, when you're like tutoring somebody, they're kind of like at your mercy. So they can't really be a douchebag to you. And if anything, they'll start to like you more if you do a good job helping them, right? It's kind of like, if I did a good job with tutoring somebody, right? And I was like chill and help them, right? Either A, I could just do it for them and they'd continue being a douchebag, which did happen. Or B, like they now like kind of view me as like a friend. Not like an actual friend, but like, I don't want to say like an authority figure or whatever, but like, how do I word this? I don't know how to word it. I don't know how to word it. It's like they needed something from me, and they knew, yeah, a reliable person. They knew they could rely on me, right? For help. And so they were less inclined to be a douchebag. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gain some respect. A benefactor. Sometimes I wonder if college is like that at all, right? I hear about people like getting paid to do tutoring and stuff at colleges, and sometimes like I look at college life and I'm like, man, wouldn't that be fun to just learn about things that I'm interested in, and hopefully be learning these things from people that also care about the subject, and I can actually ask them questions and they won't tell me to shut up like sometimes grade school teachers would do if you ask too many questions. And I look at that and I'm like, that seems great. Let me look at how much college costs. And then I look at it and I'm like, never mind. This is not worth fucking $15,000 a semester plus. God. They will tell you to shut up. I'm sure they will tell me to shut up. I'm sure the majority of college professors do not give a flying fuck about what they're teaching. Highly depends on the school and environment. Skip GATSA for like a month and you can take 2 classes a semester. Some don't care. College is overpriced. College is overpriced. Squad, thank you. If there's a university near you, some professors let you sit in on their classes. Can you just do that? Can you just actually sit in? I feel like you wouldn't be able to, like, participate at all, though, right? I don't know. Depends on the class. Sometimes. The bad thing is, 1, it's too expensive. 2, it usually has nothing to do with the actual market practice. I don't want to go to college for, like, market practice or shit that's, like, worthwhile, right? The idea would be, like, just learning is fun. And you can learn on your own time, but I like learning from somebody. I like the school environment, I guess. I miss being in school and learning. You know what I mean? I don't miss kids, being around kids. But it was fun to be, like, tested on your knowledge of shit. You know, it was fun to make projects. It was fun to... Peaked in high school? Oh god, no. I was miserable in high school. I dropped out for 2 years and had to go back and struggle to catch up on everything and get my high school diploma. No, I'm peaking right now. This is my peak. My peak is lower end YouTuber. Rhino King, thank you. Go to collage for welding. Or socializing, yeah. I definitely don't understand. I like learning, I just don't like tests. I get so anxious and change my answers when it's wrong. I like tests. I don't understand how you can't like them. Unless it's Scantron. Because Scantron, those do give me anxiety. Yes, thank you. Pippa, the super senior. Ugh. Guy in the something, thank you. I heard there are free Harvard lectures online. I've listened to some lectures online. There's like a equine university that has some stuff online, but it's hard to, like, stay engaged when it doesn't feel like it's building towards anything, right? Like, this is very, like, video game pilled, but, like, you listen to like free courses and stuff online, right? And horses, it was horse genetics, okay? At least it was something a little bit less cringe, maybe. I guess it's probably still cringe. Anyways, but the cool thing about, like, college, right, is, like, if you do it and you do well, you get, like, a degree, right? Or if you do good enough, maybe not necessarily do well, but if you do good enough, you get, like, a degree. And I like that you get, like, a number grade and stuff with school, right? I took my GPA very seriously in school until I got, like, 1 fail grade that dropped my 4.0, and then I gave up. I was not emotionally stable enough to handle my 4.0 dropping, and so I just gave up. I already told the art class story. D is for diplomas. C gets degrees. She brainwormed out. I brainwormed out. Sierra, thank you. Depending on how the ones around you are, community colleges can be very affordable way to have that. Do teachers at community colleges actually care, though? I feel like if you cared about your subject, you wouldn't end up like a community college teacher, would you? Lulu Tila, thank you. Teach me your ways, 𝐶𝑯𝑨𝒀𝑐𝑐𝑐𝑐. Turn school into a video game and it gets very, very interesting. The second you turn, like, your grades into a game, that's what made school tolerable for me. Sometimes it's all you can get, Pippa. Yeah, I probably won't do any college related anything. I have enough on my plate. I have enough that I can do and work towards. And if I do go to college,
for something, it would probably be something to like... Maybe I do like Japanese, right? Japanese language. So that way I'd get like the forced experience of communicating with other people in person, the language and stuff like that. Or something like marketing that's like just a very handy degree to have. You know. X-Line Alpha, thank you. How does grading in the US work for non-NA? What do you mean? For non-NA. Grading in the US works from an F to A ranking. I guess there's like minuses and Fs, but none of my schools employed those on your actual report card. And a lot of schools just go from like a 0 to 100 as well. Like, you could get like an A+ on your paper, but you couldn't actually get like an A+ grade on your report card in any of the schools that I went to, anyways. And then there's like the 0 to 100. If you're in like this certain percentile, it basically just equals out to being like, this is an A, this is a B, whatever. And then you have like pass and fail classes as well. It's a 7-point scale. Other countries use 10 points. Everything below 70 was a fail. I don't remember the exact things. But then there's also your GPA, which is a 4.0 GPA is like all A's. Numblez, thank you. I completed my bachelor's at a 4-year uni and then did community to go into nursing. I was surprised that community had good teachers. Hey, 𝐂𝐚𝐭, thank you. Some of the most passionate teachers I've had were at community college. Really? 50% is a fail? Is it 50%? I don't remember. There's also the 5.0 GPA. Yeah, you can also go above like a 4.0, but none of my schools allowed that. I don't know how people achieve stuff like a 5.0 fucking GPA. Because my schools, I remember trying to fight for like extra credit and shit, and they'd be like, no, why would we give you extra credit? You already have a good grade. Go away. AP classes, yeah. Advanced placement class. Yeah, none of my schools had those. I think it depends on the system the school uses. Extra work, I had like a 4.8 in high school. I'm kind of sad I didn't stick it out and go to like a regular public high school for very long. I dipped out of regular public high school and then I ended up going to like these little small high schools later on. You missed out. You didn't miss much. Would you have been happier? Probably not. Probably not. You didn't miss much, Tressus? At least you didn't go to a big city high school. Nope, never had to do that, thankfully. I remember one of the schools that I went to was right next to a casino, and it was a tourist town. And that was a depressing state of affair. That was... that was a very, very... depressing school. No way. Yeah, it was... gambling high schooler? It wasn't gambling high schoolers. It was a lot of the kids at that school. Their parents were gamblers. So... I don't know. It's like really surreal to say, but like we had like all schools usually have like a help the homeless type program and shit, right? But I remember at this school, like it was such a problem that I discovered this by complete accident, but after school, in the cafeteria, they bring out like these boxes of like paper bags and stuff. And a lot of kids would just hang out after school, and that was their dinner. And Yeah. No, just after school dinner program. Dick to Dick, thank you. I dropped out in 10th grade and got my GED and associates before my friends graduated high school. Best decision I ever made, honestly. I wonder how those kids got back home, though. Because, like, I remember the buses would leave. And I don't think there was a bus after for that kind of thing. I guess maybe it was just whoever was nearby and could walk home. Or could get picked up. Definitely helped them then. Yeah. It was a big problem at that school. But there's usually buses after? Maybe. I don't know. The buses were on the other side of the building from where I ended up getting picked up at, so. Sad yet wholesome? Yeah. Needing it out at the moment. I'm hoping to go to community college and get back on track. I believe in you, Sandwich Monster! I remember having to bring canned fruit to school instead of eating lunch there. They usually call a last bus for after-school club / aftercare. This school didn't have any after-school programs, which was very disappointing. I remember there was a different school that I went to that was like way poorer, and yet we had after-school programs, but this school was like... I don't know. This school had a lot of benefactors, though. There were a lot of people that would, like, fund the sports field, and there was one guy who funded the band program, and there was a lady who did the fucking English classes. I don't know. Okay, Sonia, thank you. Hey, Pippa, I've been watching your streams for a few months now. This is my first ever Supa. I was surprised you're streaming this late. I'm happy, as I was hoping you could wish me happy birthday. Happy birthday, Augustonian! Happy birthday! I was just thinking, like, as the music cut out, I was like, I should probably wrap it up. I need to do more just chatting streams, though. I like just talking to you guys. There's a new Ryan Gosling movie coming out. I was thinking... Miss Super Chat list is about 2 times long as normal! Oh my god. I'll see if I can burn through it. I'll try and burn through it. I'll try and burn through it. Actually, let me pause this, and let me put on your fucking Marmot videos, chat. Let me put on your goddamn Marmot videos. We didn't get the shit on the movie. We didn't. Spoiler, she does not burn through it. Marmot. Here we go. If I just turn on autoplay, will it keep playing? Yeah. Autoplay is on. Oh, autoplay is on. There you guys go. There's your fucking Marmot. There's your fucking Marmot. Where's the community? There we go. Download that. Open that. Oh my god, there's a long list. Okay, well. Orange is Max, thank you for becoming a big dippy. 𝐶𝐚𝐭, thank you. Chatting about random stuff, huh? Well, let's have a chat about why you haven't seen the hit 2005 film series Hot Wheels Acceleracers. It's free on YouTube. Geeka Boomer, thank you. Don't mind me just contributing to make the list longer. Thank you. That's mighty kind of you. CJ Odell, thank you. My contribution to the soda and aspirin fund. 𝐶𝐚𝐭, thank you. Speaking of good games, you should play Hot Wheels World Race for PS2. Based on the hit movie with the same name that spawned the Acceleracers film. Paul Hang, thank you for the $5. Skylar, thank you. I still have my GameCube and I love it so much. Wolf and Wings, thank you. Cutest Rabbit, CNAC, thank you for the $10. Not applicable, thank you. I think that's just women, Pippa. Ahmed, thank you. Suffering from success, also Marmot over Rabbit. Suffering from success. Also, I would like to clarify, alright? Like, I was not like a good student or anything, alright? There was a point in time where I was very dedicated to being a good student, and I tried my best, alright? And I enjoyed learning, but I am ultimately a fucking idiot. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm a fucking idiot. And being able to, like, tutor and stuff, like, basic school math is not I'm under no assumption that I am actually good at math or anything. Yeah, we know. All right. I'm just making that clear. Super thank you. There's a record store where my dad lives called Gray Whale Entertainment that sold vintage video games and consoles. Hell yeah. ACM, thank you. I can't catch the stream today. I'm going through a canon event right now with my family. Can I get well wishes from my Yoshi? I hope everything goes well for you, ACM! Desu, thank you. I have a launch GBA still functional. Plus a used Xbox. It died. Oh. Rip. Also, I hate when people say, I wish I could, like, go back to being in high school and shit. Those people are stupid. I wish I could have done things differently, but I would never go back to school. In fact, if I had to live my life over again, I would, like, fucking drop out and invest in Bitcoin. Alright? Like, hell no. Hell no. Yeah, high school fucking sucked. School sucked. Okay, yeah, tangents too. Ah! Carl has it, thank you. Hi, people, this is my first super chat, and I have a silly question. How do you deal with hypocrites? You learn to accept the fact that you are also a hypocrite with some things, because that's just how human beings are, is sometimes we have double standards, and we think some things are okay and other things are not okay, and we think some things are okay when other people do them and not okay when other people do them. Sometimes that person is yourself, and ultimately if you sit there and try and fucking if you try to fight yourself and other people on everything of like, oh no, that's hypocrisy or whatever, ultimately, like, you're free to do that, right? But yeah, human beings have contradictions. That's right, Raphael. So then that's just how it's always going to be. So why bother, right? Why bother? If somebody is being a hypocrite in like a harmful way, you know, like, you can point it out, but like ultimately, you know, just like move on with your life. If we didn't have double standards, we'd have no standards. It's kind of like it is what it is situation. Get that towel. He's getting that towel. Martin Lowy, thank you. Probably late to the discussion, but judging from the thumbnail, you're not looking forward to the Borderlands movie, Pips. No, I'm not. Nubagown, thank you. Pippa, is your father Dan from Dan Versus? No. Japanese Demon Lord, a beer Lucifer, thank you. My brother still has a Nintendo Virtual Boy. If you know, you know. Ooh. Talk about headaches. MSN, thank you. Just increasing marmot time. Hell yeah. Chris, thank you. Saw the Borderlands trailer. Looks like Guardians of the Galaxy with ARP memberships. Is Hollywood dead? All the headliners in this movie are over 50. What the fuck? Yeah, it is weird. It is very weird. Captain Zachbear, thank you. Back when Nintendo owned the Seattle Mariners, we used to be able to order food from our seats at games with DSi or 3DS. That is so cool. That is so based. Mr. Maple Strudel, thank you. Go get the red one, peeps. Thank you. Bubble Marker Hopper, thank you. Pippa missed out on her Wagey GameStop arc, and as a result, she can't talk to people in real life. So sad. Cold Acid, thank you. Don't let your dreams stay dreams. I'm 40 and still trying to live my childhood dream of being a game developer. I believe in you! Potato Radio, thank you. Fun so you can buy and run the last GameStop in a year or two, like the last Blockbuster. Ash Kajioni, thank you. Take my dirty Wagey money and choke on it. Florida Bashes, thank you. GI used to have cool covers with cute girls. Rhino King, thank you. Left 4 Dead 2 is where it's at. Azahara, thank you. Damn Pipsy missed out on Halo Gears LAN parties. Majority of my current close friends come from that time after 20 years. This is Lars, thank you. Can't stick around. Can you say Feliz Cumpleaños for my mom? It's her birthday today. Good night, Bonnie and chat. I'm sorry I missed it, but happy birthday! That is Lars' mom! Happy birthday! Wow, this marmot is very dapper. That other Asian, thank you for super to my favorite bunny. Was wondering if you ever consider playing City of Heroes. Homecoming, cape shit, but actually fun though. I have never even thought of playing it, but I can look into it. Hello and Riser, thank you. My old college professor worked on Alien Sea Marines. He said it's the worst game he has a dev for. The Grits, thank you. You people are old as I grew up on DS Lite. Japanese Demon Lord, thank you. Computerization happened, that's why AC and Pokemon fell off. James Hill, thank you. I remember Diablo 2 LAN parties with the boys. Miclax, thank you. Back when companies released completed games. Alex Wolf, thank you for the 50 Mexicans. Rhino King, thank you. Dying Light 2, Back 4 Blood were disappointments. A lot of people liked Back 4 Blood. Why do I hear a cat? Is there a cat in this video? What the fuck? Cody Buyer, thank you. AAA Games made AAA games feel made to impress investors, not the audience. Bongo Bingo Tango Mango, thank you. Even getting mad at Vidya, I haven't played, is stale. Cat Noise Hack, thank you. Another VTuber chat I indulge in. I feel like an old fart. Here, the material is still not my generation, but the way she discusses it makes me feel interested and focused. But maybe an old fart soul. I'm not! But Pakistani National, thank you. Raging Golden Eagle said it best. AAA game just means corporate now. True. Very true. Versatile Uni, thank you. Love that Helldivers 2 is kicking Suicide Squad's ass in terms of players. Just these nuts. Thank you. Have you ever played any of the Fable games? I have! I played... I don't remember which ones, but they were okay. A little bit too much British humor for my taste. Edwin Orlana, thank you. What's sad is that Crunch probably started out because teams were passionate about working on the game and companies just saw that and abused it. General Rollins, thank you. Crime Boss, Rocky City, and Wanted Dead are pretty much 80s action movies in video game form. Welcome Lang, thank you. Big budget equals bad game, small budget plus garbage equals good game. Solution, take their budget away and pack them into garbage. Number Creatine, thank you. Have you tried playing Kingdom Come Deliverance? It's so good that I sometimes forget it's a Kickstarter project. Highly recommend giving it a shot. Rhino King, thank you. Cough, cough, Bobby Kotick. Ragnar, thank you. Pop culture has been co-opted to pander to resentful, childless 40-year-old crones that hate everything, themselves included, and don't buy games. War game, thank you. I have stopped playing video games because they start to feel samey and a lot of it is trash. Personally, the best area was the RPGs in the 90s and the FPS in the 2000s. I think RPGs suck. Severi, thank you. What do you think of Warframe? It's honestly one of the few MMOs that kept me coming back whenever something big drops and where I don't get a feeling of FOMO if I leave for a year or three. I have never played Warframe. I tried it once and it didn't work on my computer. But Jabba, thank you. Hey Pippa, any opinions on the horrifying fact that Overwatch is almost 8 years old now? It hurts. It hurts. Why is it so old? It's Ab, thank you. Remember when devs just gave you the whole game? Dawnbringer, thank you for the $20. Last game I really loved was Nier Automata and God of War Ragnarok. Most big new $70 games just really have passion put into them now. Next game I'm looking forward to are Little Nightmares 3 and Hollow Knight Silk Song. SO LG Tyranno, thank you. Pippa, if there were two guys on the moon and one of them killed the other with a rock, would that be fucked up or what? It'd be pretty fucked up, bro. Makasu, thank you. Have you imported the game console in a different language because you really wanted to play it? Not intentionally. But I played a game called, like, Curry Wars or something that was in Japanese. Because it was cute. And I found it at, like, a thrift shop. And so I played it. Curry Wars? Something like that. I think that was the name? Hold on. Curry Wars. I think it was for the Vita? Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curry God. Yeah. I had this, but it was in Japanese. It's really cute. Hold on. This game. Did not understand any of it. But it was cute. I liked it. I didn't understand it. But the characters were cute. I'm kind of wondering what it's like to actually play it in English. I bet it makes a lot more sense. It's a US game, though. Yeah, well, my copy was in Japanese. So, Makasu, thank you. Have you... Oh, I read that. Nora Eclipse, thank you. That's what Steam is for. Find crazy random stuff. Crash and time. Have a good night. Good night, Mama! There's a VTuber in my Marmot video. Notifications, thank you. I used to get the Xbox magazine at the grocery store, and I always played the demo games back in the day. That's how I would decide what games to get. I can probably still find it, actually. I don't know where it is, but if I... Oh, it's probably in storage right now. Listen, when I eventually get my own place and I start unpacking and I find my old games, I will take a picture and show you guys some of my old games. Have you got the collector's edition with the bib? No, I got mine secondhand for like 75 cents. So, Spartagod, thank you. I remember playing the real retro games like Pajama Sam, Spy Fox, and Putt Putt. Dishonored and ACBF were my first AAA games that I got in the 2000s. I remember there was some fish game I used to play when I was younger. Jack the Outcast, thank you. Most AAA game publishers and developers are publicly traded, so they adopted the mobile game model to maximize profits.
General Owens, thank you. I bought Destroy All Humans in at GameStop. That's the only time I've been there. Shady Corporal Game Dev, thank you. Oh yeah, almost forgot 500 gig installs because we forgot to compress all of our assets and even trim out unused assets. Lol, AAA Studio, by the way. Freddy Fish! Yeah, Freddy Fish! I had it, Grandma Kin had that on her computer, and I played it a lot. I really liked it. There was also like a Spy Penguin game on the school computers that I used to play. Yeah. Anyways. I feel like Shady Corpo Game Dev here is actually a AAA game developer who is seething in my super chats about the industry that he's in. Computer, thank you. Modern GameStop is paraphernalia store now that sells overpriced plastic baubles. True. Wargame, thank you. I remember when GameStop used to sell movies. I don't remember that. Pro Jupiter, thank you. How does it feel to know that TF2 is still alive while both Overwatches is basically dead? Sad. Scraps, thank you. Y'all remember when indie games, especially in the Xbox Live Arcade, were the weird ones most of the time, and now they're the only ones we can actually get things right most of the time? True. Hardlock, thank you. With the Elden Ring stream yesterday, will you ever play other Souls-like games like Code Vein? Code Vein is the one everybody makes like anime girls on, right? I've played Dark Souls 1. As far as streaming Souls-like games, I don't know. Maybe. Mega Volta, thank you. There's a VTuber who thinks she's an owl. You're not gonna make me say it, you son of a bitch. Rhino Cake, thank you. Steven killed GameStop. Bulky Ninja, thank you. Walkie Talkie third-person action story game. Sony ain't dead ass. It's Ab, thank you. We need to bully game devs to develop more movie tie-in games or at least licensed IPs. Ellen Riser, Pippa with the new Corpse Party 2 Darkness Descent coming. Would you be willing to stream the game? Maybe. Nick Brown, thank you. Remember when midnight release was a big deal? Remember when midnight release was like the pinnacle of existence? I think that's what you mean, right? I think what you mean to say is, do you remember when midnight release was what only something you could dream of as a child with two parents that had to go to work in the morning? And when you had siblings, you would beg them to take you, and you'd be like, well, I bet your boyfriend wants to go to the midnight release of Pokemon Black. And she'd be like, no, he doesn't play baby games. And I'd be like, well, what about like the new God of War game? She'd be like, no, that's stupid. Just get it in the morning. Who wants to go to GameStop at the middle of the night? And I'd be like, me, actually. Me. It's a lot of trauma I have built up. It's a lot of trauma I have built up, chat. I don't remember if I went to any midnight releases. I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Wait, wasn't there a midnight release I just went to this year? I think I found one that had a midnight release. And I remember some girl was like drawing on her art tablet. And there was like a line. And the line was like fucked up. Yeah, I said I went to one. What one was it? It wasn't very good. It was a very packed. It was one of those GameStops that's just like a very... It's like one of the little end stores on an outlet. Was it Pokemon? I don't know if it was Pokemon. Fuck, I don't remember. Does anyone remember? I did Doodly Champion Dilly Doodle, thank you. Best thing about the West Coast is midnight releases happen at 9 p.m. I think there's still midnight releases back when I was younger. Random stuff, thank you. All the PS4 games I wanted when I was a child are on the 10 below rack now. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Barato Gato, thank you. I blame the gaming industry for ruining gaming, them and gamers for paying more for less. That does sound pretty great. Are they giving that marmot cheese sticks? I don't know. The strip mall GameStops were the best. Oh god, I'm getting distracted by chat. Steven Speck, thank you. Most of the GameStop merch was because they bought out ThinkGeek. Pour one out for that site. Ooh, rip. Big Bad Beard, thank you. Don't worry, you can get a physical copy at a limited run for a limited time at a higher price later on. Max, thank you. At least Steam keeps the random mini games alive, but some of them feel like a free flash game, true. Samuel, thank you. Chronic Gacha users always wanting their high. Azahara, thank you. Oh god, I hate this noise. I do not like the noise of this marmot.
I'm sorry, chat. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, God. Why did that download? Why does he make such annoying sound? There we go. You know what? The crunch isn't as bad. Why is it so loud, though? Sorry, thank you. Don't know what to play? Ask chat and Google Docs. Throw names into a wheel. Spin at the end of stream. Winner is the next stream's game. Easy peasy. I mean, I could do that with what Steam game should I play, and it's like a roll thing. It's like a wheel. Decides what game you play. That's the thing. You pep my old modded party. Xbox died to leaky caps. Let's go. Oh. Zalrog, let go. Thank you. At GameStop, I did a pre-order for Halo 4 console edition that came with a limited skin. People were scalping for over $500, and the cashier said, "Sorry, man. I had to make the sale to someone else. I never went back." Fucking kill them. Like, thank you, Pip. I hope you realize you're going to get so much bird and harpy art now. Jesus Landgrave, thank you. I feel the same way, but with trading card games. Sean Jackson, thank you. My Shantae and Pirates Curse Collector's Edition took over a year to get to me, and the soundtrack CD only had half the songs. Fuck limited run. Oh. Well, thank you. It was in 2 boxes, so 100 times 2. No, it's like 100 hangers total, because they come in packs of 50. Next Angels, thank you. Have you played the democracy games? They simulate what it's like to be a president or prime minister of a real or made-up country with the objective to get re-elected. Democracy 4 is the latest one. No, but that sounds like a good time. Jefferson Olivera, thank you. First she drinks Soylent, now she buys Stanley Cups. It's all for me! Hayden, thank you. Limited Run sucks because of what they did to Carolyn. I don't know who that is. Limited Run fired their social media manager for following the wrong people on Twitter. I think I know who Carolyn is now. She works for one of those people and is making more money and has a whole community following her. Potato Radio, thank you. Sheena did a stream like this. The brand she uses is lead-free. Richard Slammer, thank you. Stanley Cup, didn't know you're into hockey, Rabbit. I've been to a few hockey games in my time. Power Hunger, thank you. You are not immune to propaganda. Mr. Hero, thank you. Exhibit A for how autistic people are immune to propaganda is a Trojan. Rollins, thank you. Good luck turning into the Mad Hatter. Daramazan, thank you. Hey, Pips. Thank you for always pushing everyone to do better, trying to pass my certification test, and it's been a rough couple tries. Can I get some pep talk for my next attempt? Pip love. You fail. You figure out what you did wrong. You do better next time. All right? If you keep failing, it's because you're not looking at what you're doing wrong. All right? You need to look at what your weak points are, and you need to focus on that, and then refresh yourself with the bigger picture, right? So if you're a certification thing, what you do is you take some like practice tests if you can, right? You figure out what your weak points are, work on those, and then you take the entire test over again. Then you look at what your weak points are after that, and you take the entire test over again. It's just like that. It's just like that. It can be hard identifying what you need to work on and what you're not understanding. But if you just do that, and then you do the entire thing again, helps a lot. Heartlock, thank you. Just sell your soul to YouTube Devil, make money. Azahar, thank you. It's like how Mac users feel an affinity to their garbage iMacs and iPhones. Overpriced brand garbage makes you feel an affinity for it. I just think it's a nice cup. Crystal, thank you. I'm the same way with my Yeti Big Sip. I roam the earth like Julian from Trailer Park Boys with his rum and coke. I've never seen Trailer Park Boys. I used to like hotel cups. I remember when I was a kid, my parents had to travel a lot for work. And so I remember discovering that the cups at hotels that come in the little plastic sleeves are very nice cups. Like, they're very cheap and flimsy, right? But, like, when you put water in them and, like, you squish them, it feels, like, very soft. Risk videos, thank you. Ricolas are satanic now. Skeptical Panda, thank you. Pipkin Inquisitor. Ahmed, thank you. Ahmed, thank you. The devil had to move his sole operation to Mississippi after he got his butt kicked by some random fiddler player in Georgia. Dumatias, thank you. Did you try to summon a succubus at some point? No. Booma Papa Only, thank you. There's a movie, Crossroads, with Ralph Macchio, music by blues legend Rycooder, based loosely on this too. It is a Faustian story. Eric Clapton re-recorded and remastered the originals. Field Hollers work songs are like yodeling. Booma Papa Only knows a lot about this. What the hell? Crossroads, 1996. I will look into it. James Hill, thank you. A lot of schools don't care. I was able to get away with doing a detailed report on Ed Gein. This was in the South. Chad Maximum, thank you. Pippa Stop, he's already dead. Bahamut, thank you. I see we have a man of culture. Potato Radio, thank you. Crosswords have been important for thousands of years. Often had shrines. Beatles fan. Can I talk to your manager? Next Angels, thank you. Alistair Crowley was a mystic in Victorian England. Found a secret society for study magic called the Order of the Golden Dawn. Satanic stuff. Likely because of 𝐒𝐻𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐬. Grimoire for summon demons bound by King Solomon II. Do humans bidding. I see. I have a marmot with a rice cap on screen. It's like my own golden order. Mac, thank you. Spirits, I think you mean drugs. Lane the Bear, thank you. Imagine is Lennon sucking off Lennon. KSD, thank you. The Beatles' glow is a lot if you look into them. Manager Brian Epstein has some interesting ties. Very influential psyop. Anaconda, thank you. The devil gave us John Lennon. God gave us Terry Davis. Rhino King, thank you. The 6 Princes of Darkness are cool and all, but common on its drugs. Ex Angels, thank you. There was a music artist named Wesley Willis that was a clinic schizo. He sometimes sang songs about bestiality because he believed it would gross out the demons tormenting him, so they'd leave him alone. Gordo Gamer, thank you. Just don't let legal mindsets and growing interest in your content go to your head. What? Why is legal mindset looking at my channel? That's not good. What? I like your clips. Can I get some legal advice? If I say that I'm going to shoot up a Walmart in Minecraft, is that like... Could I be held like liable for that? Walmart in this hypothetical is more of an idea, right? Like, it's not like I'm making like a threat towards like a specific Walmart. It's more like... I don't know what it's more like. Somebody get me out of this situation. Anonymous, thank you for the 121. Local Wendigo, thank you. The internet was better when people acted like if you so much as hinted to where you lived, a crackhead was going to come to your house and skin you alive. I remember that. I remember I posted a picture of the family dog on MySpace, and my parents told me that the people on MySpace were going to steal my our banking account information and come to our house, and they would be able to find out based on like the layout of the stones that were in the backyard. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna go post my phone number on Neopets so I can text message back and forth with my guild numbers. Neo-Hercative, thank you. Lead Cup Fun, thank you. Dude, thank you. Did I miss Paul is dead in theories? Thanks for the spontaneous internet analogy stemming from Lennon being an idiot. Good post work stream to watch. Hell yeah. Tom Wood, thank you. Lead Cup Collection, here we come. Just these nuts, thank you. It's just on the outside of the cup. Neo-Hercative, thank you. Pippa, why aren't you drinking then? I'm not gonna take another sip of my coffee because it is 9:51 p.m. Next Angel, thank you. Supposedly the story inspired the song Tribute by Tenacious D. Sentinel Rex and Q, heat and pressure turns the coal into diamond. Machine, thank you. My high school speech and debate coach was a former army drill sergeant. Best teacher I've ever had. Aaron G, thank you. Need a video of Pippa yelling motivation at us. Edgar Benuelos, thank you. She couldn't fix you. Potato Rita, thank you. Like selling soul. Eli, thank you. Stream idea. Get a test kit for lead and find out on stream. Liquid Bismuth, thank you. But for real though, Shrouded Hand is a genuinely great horror channel, and I'd highly recommend checking out more of his spooky content. Well, that video kind of sucked, but maybe the other ones are good. Golden Crystallian, thank you. Is it fine if your Oshi is your motivation? I got into Blender because I want to make a 3D model of her and rig it for animations. I'm enjoying it. That is totally fine. Whatever keeps you going, buddy. Rough Times, thank you. He played the Walmart clip on his stream. Good luck. Uh-oh. Berserk Rays, thank you. I hope that if you find someone and learn to sing, you finally accept when we praise you for your own singing and feel proud and happy about it instead of bashing your own voice. I wish you good luck with the coach search, Pippa. I'll feel good about my singing when my singing is good. In like a genuine way, not like a "oh, good job, sweetie" kind of way. You know what I mean? Forgotten Crowd, thank you. Adjacent, but would you be interested in getting back into clarinet or learning new instruments? I can even help with choosing/refurbishing something. I think my instrument playing days are behind me. I didn't like... I wasn't like passionate about band or anything, right? Like I wanted to learn a violin and then I got a violin and then I didn't practice it at all. Like I enjoyed being in band. Do I necessarily enjoy just playing an instrument on my own time? Not really. Yeah, the internet, thank you. Just plead insanity if the cops ever come for you. Okay. That was a fun stream with Erica though. Could do like another stream like that sometime, maybe. I don't know where the violin went, though. Auxiliary character, thank you. Your singing genuinely has improved a lot since you started. Excited for the improvement arc.
We'll see. But I think you should take up the kazoo. Vol Ranger, thank you. Your rendition of Ram Ranch is how I found you. It's my favorite version of that song. Hell yeah. Nyan, Hambaba, thank you. I had creepy music teacher. He got banned. Unbending, thank you. Hey Pippa, did you watch the Kingmakers trailer? I did not. Frog Jupiter, thank you. Fuku, thank you. This is why the sound euphonium gave me banned PTSD. Angela Laura, thank you. I had a teacher that just spoke about her family the whole class my senior year. Our final was based on her family trips and stories throughout the year. That sounds miserable. It is what it is, thank you. I couldn't make it past my first year of teaching. Law is so much easier than teaching high schoolers. Oof. Real Eric, thank you. The mother of my brother's wife is a 6th grade teacher and she doesn't believe dinosaurs existed. Ah. That is what it is. Cat 7, thank you. Our education system is falling the way of our mental health system. Also, they average like 45k a year. Howdy Doodly Champion, the Diddly Doodler. Thank you. From experienced teachers make too much ironic. Welcome, Lang. Thank you. I have national qualification and training, actually. Oh. Mark Deploy, thank you. Some people can't be taught. Some people don't want to be. Howdy Doodly Champion, Diddly Doodler. Thank you. Sometimes depends. I could teach, but could I be a teacher? Hayden, thank you. My dad was a teacher. I love teaching people things. I'd rather train adults than teach students. Students today are not interested in learning. When have students ever been interested in learning? Media Man, thank you. As a IT tech for a school, a lot of them are like that now. Mongo Bingo Tango Bingo, thank you. Please don't ask 4K people to type all at once in the chat again. My browser almost crashed. Or do, it'll be funny. Concentrating, thank you. This is why I never trust students with logins. Kiernoff, thank you. Have you seen videos of millennial teachers complaining about their Gen Alpha kids got their teaching are incapable of learning? Skill issue? I think that's kind of a skill issue on the teacher's part, right? I think if anything, kids are learning probably more than they used to when it comes to stuff like learning and language, right? Because, like, speaking from my own experience as somebody who was addicted to the internet when they were younger, like, you do pick up reading and writing a lot faster than your peers, right? Because you're more exposed to it. And then the problem that I personally had is it felt like a lot of stuff was not very engaging compared to how you could learn these things online, right? Like, I remember having math classes where you have these old geezer teachers that are very smart and everything, but like the way that they communicate and the way that they try to teach you is just very outdated. And so what I would do is I would go on YouTube and I would watch some man from India teach me how to do everything. Because it's like they're teaching you. NASA, thank you for the raid! Thank you! Thank you for the raid! Hello, Raiders! Miss Pipkin, Pippa! I think a lot of... and I don't know this for sure. This is just my speculation, right? Because I'm not a teacher and I'm not a student in the Gen Alpha generation, whatever. I'm not a Generation Alpha student. I feel like just from my personal experience, what I would expect is that a lot of teachers don't know how to engage with a generation that is pretty far detached from traditional learning methods, right? I think there's a lot of independence with Gen Alpha that teachers don't expect iPads kids. Discipline is the first step, but yeah, I think discipline is something. It's a lot of independence and it's a lot of lacking in like that same kind of discipline, right? Because it's like it's the iPad generation. It's people who spend all day scrolling through TikTok, mostly being left on their own by parents that think shoving a fucking piece of technology with infinite content in front of their children is the equivalent of parenting, right? So they're sitting on that, getting fucking constantly fed dopamine, and they're mostly on their own. They're really lonely. And you try and apply
traditional teaching methods to them, and there's that disconnect. It's just not what works with them. I know it barely worked with me a lot of the times. It's stuff like the math stuff. It's like I don't need to be taught how to do the same thing 20 different ways, broken up into like a long ass several course or several okay, like the thing, like my issue with math, right, is they would teach you how to do something, right? Say it's like the fucking Pythagorean theorem, right? They're teaching you that, okay? And their method of teaching you is to teach you in little bits at a time, and it's over the course of like 2 weeks, right? Busy work, yeah, it feels like busy work. It feels like you're being handed something and they're padding it out for as much time as possible to try and make sure all kids are caught up to the same point. But I feel like a lot of kids now, like when you grow up with technology, like the fucking internet and shit, right? And especially like for now these kids that have much shorter attention spans, this padding it out over the course of several classes probably isn't going to work for them. I don't think they're gonna have the attention span for that. That's just my speculation, right? I would think that more independent, individually focused lessons would probably work better for this new generation, but that's just my speculation. Oh man, thank you. I don't think she's burning the bros. You also forgot the social engineering behind it. There's better ways to apply it that make sense. More expensive? It is more expensive. I think the fucking school system is a bit wonky. School is not optimally designed. Nah. Hated showing my work to get the same answer. I mean, that I understand doing. As annoying as it is. I feel like people are quick to apply this or that insults to the next generation, right? They're this, they're that, they're stupid, they're lazy, they're this, they're that, whatever, right? And realistically, like, the last generation was saying the same thing about you. And it's not helpful to do that, right? Like, you can have, like, your personal opinions about this generation or that generation, just as the previous generation did about you, but that's not gonna actually help the situation, right? Like, we need to figure out what works, not complain about how it doesn't work for them like how it worked for you. You know what I mean? Chris Lion, thank you! We learned math again so I can have Le Tutor. Bob Snob, thank you. My best friend from high school tried teaching history in middle school. The kids were so out of control he had to switch to teaching high school. I don't know how anyone would willingly choose a career of hard wrangling children. I have no idea. I could not do it. Liquid Bismuth, thank you. Yapkin, Yappa, Skeptical Panda, thank you. Associate of Science here. My teachers care. Well, hell yeah. Break back corporal punishment. Previous generation was wrong about me, but I'm correct about next generation. So true, King. Stragglers posted. Thank you, thank you. Hadley Doodly, Champion Diddly Doodler, thank you. I feel bad that I went to private school through high school, and afterwards I did asphalting and then trade school. Sounds like a great path. I don't know why you would feel bad. Mr. thank you. Here's hoping Autoplay doesn't give us massage bids. Andrew B, thank you. Did you know that Windows is built-in DocX shortcut? It's Shift Control Windows key Alt plus L, and it's very unnecessary. Omega Volta, thank you. Would you rather eat 10 babies or have 10 babies eat you? I would rather eat 10 babies, because then I would be alive. Pixie Mesa, thank you. Marmot Lover. Arclight, thank you for 5 gigabit base! Thank you, thank you, thank you! The truth is that the previous gen was correct about us, and their parents were right about them. Everybody sucks! Yay! Yeah. And baby back ribs are delicious. Oh yeah. Everybody was right! How nice! Okay, I'm gonna send you guys off to somebody. Look at that, 4-hour-long stream. What the hell? What the hell? I felt like shit today. I had a headache, but thankfully I was a little bit smart and took some Advil. Thankfully, I took some Advil right before stream. And it was enough. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fun chat. Let's do more just chatting streams. I'm gonna send you guys off. Who's online? Have we raided Clara before? Whoa, Pipkin! Pippa's online! Oop. Alright. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name's Pipkin Pippa. And I will see you tomorrow. What's the Grinch? Tilde fluffles away, tilde. Tilde fluffles away, tilde. Tilde fluffles away, tilde. Tilde fluffles away, tilde. Tilde fluffles away, tilde.